What's good? What's good, my peopleizations? What's good, my peopleizations? Let's talk about it. So Anthony Joshua does an interview. Two-time unified heavyweight world champion, British superstar boxer. He does an interview, obviously, to promote his upcoming fight with former undisputed cruiserweight turned heavyweight title contender Alexander Usyk, in which obviously Anthony Joshua, he was asked about Tyson Fury, he was asked about Deontay Wilder, and he had a few interesting things to say. Obviously, when it came to Tyson Fury, Anthony Joshua, he said that Tyson Fury, he let the fans down. When it comes to Deontay Wilder, he says Deontay Wilder is not elite. When he stepped up into elite competition, he lost all his fights. We see. And there's more of us waiting out here. He said there's more of us waiting at the top. Smash the like button as you come in. Wipe your feet before you come inside. Ring my doorbell before you walk in my house. Let's work. So, he says Deontay Wilder lost all his big fights. Sometimes I wonder, when the boxers, when they say stuff, it makes you wonder if they're truly fans of the sport of boxing and they actually watch the sport sometimes. Because for him to say Deontay Wilder, when he stepped up to elite competition, he lost. King Maul 92, he said Deontay Wilder is not elite. Okay, so let me ask you a question. If Deontay Wilder is not elite, Anthony Joshua is elite? Go ahead and tell us. If Deontay Wilder is not elite, great brother, is Anthony Joshua elite? Go ahead and tell us. Go ahead and tell us. Don't listen, people. We're going to get a lot of people here. Don't time out nobody. Don't block nobody. Don't time out nobody. Don't do nothing. Again, don't time out nobody. Don't block nobody. Don't do any of those things. Please. Please. Don't time out nobody. Don't block nobody. Walter Robinson, my brother in Super Chat, he said, respect for the content, Blue. So salute to you, great brother. Respect to you. Appreciate you. Clifford to Clipper, my brother in the Super Chat, dropping that half a dub on your boy Blue in the Super Chat. Rock with your boy. Salute to you, great brother. DB, my brother in the building. Go subscribe to my brother DB, man. DB, drop that link. LA in the building. My brother, Box Conversation, Reggie Owens in the building. Go subscribe to my brother, Box Conversation, Reggie Owens. Y'all already know what to do. Drop the link as you come in. Hillside Boy 870, Anthony Carlisle, Demetrius Bright, Deontay Mosley, Big Nick 32, Robert Drummond, Black Alpha 808, Robert. What's going on? Real T Shells, my brother, Robert Drummond, Will Latimer, Deontay Mosley, Knockout Boxing 86 TV, my brother. Go subscribe to my brother, Knockout Boxing 86 TV. Bobo, Mr. G, G-Glock 19, Joe Horder. What's going on? Adrian, Brad, Joshi, salute. Taneem Marie, Peace of Blessings Queen. How you doing today? Brandon Hill Sr., Kenneth Wise, Face the Great. What's going on? So, Chef Dre Boog, what's going on? Ball Eagle Productions, Joey 9, Brown Squad Inc., Roy Boy Florida, Smooth Criminal, what's going on? Fight Night, what's going on? Mr. Dan, what's going on? Wipe your feet before you come inside. My brother, Boss Red 357, what's going on? Ron Robinson, what's going on? Fosheen, where you been at, brother? Big George 850, what's going on? Cedric Trail, what's going on? Wipe your feet before you come inside. Ring my doorbell before you walk in my house. Rocco Sage, what's going on? Coach Rod, Michael Kinney, Cedric Trailer, what's going on? My brother Keon, Everything Boxing and Sports. Go subscribe to my brother Keon, Everything Boxing and Sports. Samuel Johnson, what's going on? Roderick Jackson, Anthony Taylor, Biz Jenkins, Jack Oliver, Alfred Yasharala, what's going on, great brother? My brother, I Am Legend Boxing in the Super Chat. He says, salute, Blue. Salute to you, great brother. Sugarland 77478. What's going on? So, Marky Dan 123, my brother in the Super Chat. He says, salute. How about them Bucks? I won 860 betting on the Bucks. Well, they got lucky. MJ Total Health Wellness. What's going on? Manuel H, my brother in the building. Dominic Horton. What's going on? Cortez 4207. What's going on? Emmanuel, I should have that everything squared away by tomorrow evening. Moses King, Unanimous Opinions. What's going on? Terrell McCall. What's going on? Kenny, what's going on? Pig Milton, Big Texas Clayton Smith, Desmond Johnson. What's going on? Well, they got lucky. UK Pixel. What's going on? They got lucky. It's plain and simple, man. I mean, they faced the team that was injuries and Marky 1, 2, 3. You good. You want, you know what I mean? You came up off it. That's a good look. My brother Duke in the super chat. Joshua team already make an excuse to avoid Wilder after Fury. Oh, well, we're gonna get into this. So he said he didn't. He said he's here. He says Deontay Wilder lost to all the elite boxers at the top. And then he says, and if he gets past Tyson Fury, there's just more of us waiting at the top. More of who? Kendrick the GOAT, what's going on? Tone 40, what's going on? Kyle Brown, going on. More of who? Boxing Dad, what's going on? Tech, Teach, what's going on? Real Talk, God Jagril, what's going on? He said Buck's going to lose to the Hawks. Tom, what's going on? Underground Solemn, Abdul Anwar, TB Rocco, Pound for Pound Sports Entertainment, Hampton Ski, what's going on? Troy Souza, what's going on? He said Fury and Wilder are the only elites at the top. Well, Sherman Callahan, Michael Kenny, Will Gray, what's going on? So now, Terrell Brooks, Grind Hard Sports Nation, what's going on? And I want to apologize to my people for starting late, but I got a bad like migraine sinus headache was going on right here, and looking at the screen, I had to close my eyes for like an hour and a half. David McPhee, Axel Dahlstrom, what's going on? Elbow, Joey Nan, Solomon Yisrael. So let's get into this. Kareem Ebanks, what's going on? So Dash Alva, what's going on? George Felder, what's going on? How I miss the super chat? Why am I missing super chats? How am I missing super chat? Boss Los, brother in the super chat, much love to you. So now we got 450 people. Let's get 450 likes. Elijah and Lawson, what's going on? So he says Deontay Wilder lose all his fights at the top. House of Mourning 144, what's going on? And then he says, I didn't avoid anybody. Check my resume. He must not look at my resume. Ryan Nobley Barfield, what's going on? Easy World D-Rob, what's going on? Don't time nobody out. Don't block nobody. Don't do none of that today. I got him. Derek Jr., what's going on? My peopleizations, please respect my wishes. The one, what's going on? Don't time out. Michael Ray the second, what's going on? Siobhan Raiden, what's going on? Adrian Brad's Joshi, what's going on? Don't time out nobody. Don't block nobody. Don't do nothing. I got him. Damian Cooper, what's going on? Ladarius Finley, what's going on? Because they're going to be here heavy today. Don't time out nobody. Don't block nobody. Don't do none of that. I got him. I got him. I got him. I got him. Mamba Mentality, James Diamond, what's going on? St. Louis Mick, my brother in the super chat. Peace, Blue. I just made it home from a multi-car pileup, shaking my head. Blessed to be alive and well. Don't text and drive. People checking in with the fam. Salute. Oh, man, I'm glad you good, great brother. Blessings to you. Dion Folks, what's going on? Blessings to everybody sending blessings to my brother St. Louis Mick, man, was in a pileup, man, but you made it, man. Blessings to you. Blessings to you. So here's this. Oh, is Pineapple Cup? LB, what's going on? Smooth C, what's going on? So now watch this. Mo your sauce, what's going on? So now he says he lost all his big fights at the top. Huh? And to check his resume, because Deontay Wilder must not know to check his resume. Really? Who did Anthony Joshua fight the likes of Tyson Fury? Anybody? How many losses did Deontay Wilder have? Somebody text in the chat how many losses Deontay Wilder have. Corey Ellerman Jackson, my brother, what's going on? Somebody please type in the chat how many losses Deontay Wilder has. Please. We got 630 people. Let's get 630 likes. Somebody please type in the chat how many losses does Deontay Wilder have. Please. One, right? So somebody please tell me where Anthony Joshua said he's losing all his big fights when he step up in competition at the top level. How? Now I need y'all to do me a favor. Is there anybody on Anthony Joshua's resume? Mariah Chambers, peace and blessings, Queen. How you doing? Is there anybody on Anthony Joshua's resume? Somebody please type the number 2 in the comment section. Is there anybody in Anthony Joshua's resume that's better than Tyson Fury? Type 2. If you can find somebody on his resume that's better than Tyson Fury. Geo James Khalil 98, what's going on? Amanda Catchmaret, what's going on? Right? Now let's look at this. Last time that I checked, pun intended, shout out to the late great Nip Hustle. Last time that I checked, the reason it was considered a huge upset when Anthony Joshua lost to Andrew Ruiz was because, Andrew Ruiz wasn't an elite fighter. TSM 7, what's going on? Hold on. Andrew Ruiz is not an elite fighter. Jamel Allen, what's going on? Right? He's not an elite fighter. So, Anthony Joshua, you lost. You hit the deck 4 times. Wilder hit the deck twice. You lost to a guy that's not elite. He lost to a guy that's elite. What an asterisk by it. You got stopped in the 7th round, and people thought that you just didn't come out. You chose not to continue. Deontay Wilder his former trainer threw the towel in the 7th round. Somebody, y'all not hearing me. Y'all not hearing me. So they was both in the same situation, right? But were they? No, they weren't. Because Anthony Joshua lost to a guy that's not elite. He wasn't in the top 10. He wasn't considered an elite fighter. Okay? He wasn't considered an elite fighter. Okay? And he wasn't in the top 10. He was an afterthought. He was the 4th fighter. No slight to Andrew Ruiz Jr. I'm just telling y'all the truth. Can I tell y'all the truth? If I could tell y'all the truth, press 0. Clyde for the Clipper, my brother in Super Chat, dropping an 8 on me. That's an odd number, bro. I ain't never seen nobody drop 8 on me. Salute to my brother in the Super Chat. He said, Blue, I sent those pics of what Max is responsible for. I'm warning you that they're not nice, and I will love a poll to see if I'm lying. For sure. I'm going to check it out. Clyde for the Clipper. I'm going to check it out. You got my word. I'm going to check it out. Taylor Live, what's going on? My brother Duke in the Super Chat. Wilder has a questionable draw and a questionable loss. This is the fact, Duke. But hold on, Duke. We're going to get into this. Great brother. We're going to get into this. Daryl Small, my brother in the Super Chat, dropping that quarter of a hundo on your boy Blue in the Super Chat. He said, well, with AJ saying that, it's just letting me know that once again is starting his duck campaign. You know how they play, Blue. Talk stuff and make it seem like Wilder's ducking. You know how it goes with him and his massa. Oh, for sure. We're going to get into this, bro. Oh, we going all the way in on this today. When I seen it, I was like, I had a whole different topic to talk about. When I seen this interview, somebody sent it to me. Then I listened. Canelo Williams, what's going on? I listened to the interview, and I'm like, huh? So, okay. Salute to my brother Carolina Ryder in the building in the super chat, dropping that hundo on your boy Blue in the super chat. He says salute. Salute to you, great brother. Salute to you. Appreciate you 1000%. Always showing me love and building with me and teaching me something new. Salute to my brother Carolina Ryder, man. Oh, I can't wait. And I meant to hit you back, great brother, but I'm going to hit you today. Kavon Slim, my brother in super chat. Wilder isn't elite, yet he's fighting a guy AJ spent the last year trying to fight. This is a fact. Oh, but we're going to get into this. Muzzy 23, what's going on? We're going to get into this, bro. So as I said, salute to my brother Emmanuel H in the building, dropping that 3/4 of a hundo on your boy Blue in the super chat. Salute, Blue and Peoples. AJ Cap. AJ is all cap. Crazy how he's talking tough, but been ducking Wilder for years. Don't tell nobody I told y'all that, though. Oh, and loses big fights. AJ lost to a guy nobody considered in the top 20 heavyweights. If AJ was a car, he'd be a lemon. Hashtag cap season. Now, salute to my brother Emmanuel H. And y'all, we're getting ready to have our basketball channel up and going, so y'all got to tune into that. Jay Lynn, peace and blessings, Queen. How you doing today? So now, let's get around. They started the week off good. Huh? They starting our week off good. So, pull counter boxing, what's going on? So now, let's get into this, right? So now, he says he lost to a guy. He says when he steps up in competition, he loses. Huh? Okay. Now, we know you lost to a guy, like my brother Emmanuel A. said, he wasn't even in the top 10. And he said he wasn't even in the top 20. But I'm just saying he wasn't in the top 10, right? But guess what? Andy Ruiz Jr. was the fourth option. He lost to the fourth option. What do you mean, Blue? He lost to the fourth option. Okay, let me go to it. Let's go to the videotape. Can we talk the truth in here? If we can talk the truth in here, push 0. Let's talk the truth. So now, the number one choice was his first time as a professional on UK soil, fighting in UK soil as a professional. AJ XNI, what's going on? As a professional fighting on UK soil, right? He chose Jarrell Big Baby Miller, right? Shout out to my brother Jarrell Big Baby Miller. That's my guy. But we're going to speak the truth here, right? Now, Jarrell Big Baby Miller was in the top 10 of heavyweights. Jarrell Big Baby Miller was the chosen one. But they could have fought Deontay Wilder for Undisputed on UK soil. So your first fight here in the States, you said you didn't want to fight here in the States. You said that fighting here in the States, right, was not necessary because now you started to make a name for yourself in the UK, and it's a different time that the UK fighters are starting to make a name for themselves in the UK, so there's no need for them to come here and fight in the States. But yet, when that came to Deontay Wilder for Undisputed, that's what you said. Nitty G, my brother, Marvin Williams, what's going on? That's what you said when it came to Deontay Wilder for Undisputed. But wait, there's more. But yet, you chose to fight Jarrell Big Baby Miller here in the States at the world's most famous arena. Why not fight Deontay Wilder for Undisputed here? Why? Because you felt like you had the scales tipped in your favor, right? Felt like you had the advantage. You were the better fighter. You were more confident that you could beat Jarrell Big Baby Miller, right? So salute to Wayne's World, my brother in Super Chat. He said AJ called Tyson an elite fighter, but Fury calls AJ a bum multiple times. Played himself with this one. Shaking my head. This is a fact. This is a super fact. Ball Eagle Productions, my brother in the Super Chat, dropping that half a hundo on your boy Blue in the Super Chat. Salute to my brother Ball Eagle Productions in the Super Chat, dropping that half a hundo. So now listen to this. So he said he wasn't elite, right? Okay. His first option was Jarrell Big Baby Miller. Now we know what happened with that, right? That fight fell through. Why did that fight fall through? It fell through because Jarrell Big Baby Miller, allegedly, because he's disputing it. So I gotta say allegedly, right? He failed a test, right? Okay, so he's disputing it, so I gotta say allegedly, right? Now think about this, right? Now let's look at this. His second option was a rematch with Dillian Whyte, a guy he already previously knocked out in what round, people? The 7th round. And he said He said, check my resume. Dillian Whyte has never fought for a world title, nor has he ever been a world champion. Huh? I'm just speaking the facts. Check his resume. He's never been a world champion, nor has he fought for a world title, a major world title. Okay? That was his second option. A rematch with Dillian Whyte. That fell through because Dillian Whyte said, I'm not going to fight Anthony Joshua on short notice. William O. Squad then, what's going on, great brother? I'm not fighting Anthony Joshua on short notice because I need a full training camp, 8 weeks, to prepare for Anthony Joshua. That was his second option. Option number 3. On short notice, they tried to give Luis King Kong Ortiz the fight to replace Jarrell Big Baby Miller, and Luis Ortiz turned it down. Felt like he could get more money fighting Deontay Wilder in the rematch. He turned it down. Then they were in a pickle, right? Rel Dance, what's going on? Antoine Reed, MPWTF, what's going on? Then they were in a pickle. Michael Woodard, Rashawn Pittman, what's going on? Then they were in a pickle, right? Christopher West, Destin T, what's going on? Brandon Adam Perry, what's going on? And as AOCs, what's going on? So now, Scott, what's going on? Carlo Realis, what's going on? So now, as we note this to be true, Eddie Hearn stated, Matchroom CEO and promoter of Anthony Joshua, he stated that Andy Ruiz was essentially in his comment section pleading with him to give him the fight. Call 20, Cal 27, what's going on? Aaron Taylor, what's going on? Appreciate you, great brother. Jermaine Thomas, what's going on? Paul Counter Boston, what's going on? He says he showed it. Andy Ruiz was in his comment, in his inbox, saying, give me the fight. I won't let you down. I'm going to show up. Almighty Chilzo, Zoomverse, what's going on? Russell Davidson, what's going on? Y. Van Dufar, what's going on? Right? So he said, we went with Andy Ruiz Jr. It was short notice. They figured Andy Ruiz Jr. was just coming off a fight. Vitas Safin, what's going on? The Atlantean Man, what's going on? Mike J, what's going on? El Padrino, what's going on? El Won't Fail, what's going on? So, he said that they chose then, at that point, Michael J, what's going on? They chose Andy Ruiz. They felt like he would be in shape. He said he'll give it everything he has, right? Broadcentrics, what's going on? CJ, what's going on? My brother Bish, B Megastar in the building. If you have sons, daughters, nieces, nephews, little cousins, friends with little kids, little cousins, have them subscribe to KK Pinson TV. Again, have them subscribe to KK Pinson TV. My brother Bish, please drop the link in the chat so the people can subscribe to KK Pinson TV. Kenneth Howard, what's going on? Loving Al Gaither, what's going on? Mr. Boss, #1, what's going on? Alvin McMillan, what's going on? Hold on. We got 1,000 people here, and we only got 300 likes. Phase 2, what's going on? Abdul Anwar, Albert Harper, what's going on? We got 1,000 people here, and we only have 300 likes. Mr. Cool Guy, what's going on? P-Dog, what's going on? Jeremy 2684, what's going on? We got 1,000 people here, and we only have 300 likes? No, where they do that at? We don't do that here. Wipe your feet before you come inside. Ring my doorbell before you walk in my house. Smash the like button. Axel Dahlstrom, my brother in the super chat. LeBron James versus Jordan debate. Over 40s, all for 23. We'll get into that on the boxing channel. On the basketball channel, great brother. Robert Brown, what's going on? Nardy Crash, what's going on? Smash the like button. We don't do that. Get the likes up. We should have at least a K likes. Wipe your feet before you come inside. Ring my doorbell before you walk in the house. Ain't no way we got 1,000 people here and we have 300 likes. Ain't no way. No way. Where they do that at? Get the likes up to 1K. Real McCoy, Benjamin Harrington, what's going on? KDC, Robert Gonzalez, Robert Brown, Kevin Absent, what's going on? Get the likes all the way up. Quay Scott, what's going on? Get the likes up to 1K. We should be at a K likes. You come in, you smash the like button. Let's work. Let's work, and let's work some more. Come on, people. Wagwan reaction. Marcus Daly, Derek Jr., what's going on? 888, Job, what's going on, great brother? So now, let's get into this, right? So now, let's think about this. The brother says, Wilder has lost to everybody at the top. Real Gamer, what's going on? So now we look at it. Jesse R., Robbie Rotten, what's going on? So now you look at it from this standpoint. Andy Ruiz was the 4th choice, and he was essentially pleading to get the fight. He wasn't even an option. He wasn't even a thought in their brain. You give him the fight, your first fight on U.S. soil, at the world's famous arena. You get dropped 4 times by a guy. He may go in the Hall of Fame now because he created history, but you got dropped 4 times and ultimately stopped in the 7th round by a guy that wasn't in the top 10 and wasn't even on your radar. He wasn't on Anthony Joshua's radar. Again, he wasn't on Anthony Joshua's radar. He wasn't in the top 10, and he got dropped 4 times and stopped in the 7th round. Deontay Wilder fought what was considered, until he went on his hiatus, Tyson Fury beat Vladimir Klitschko. He was considered the best heavyweight in the world. Y'all not hearing me. I need y'all to get the likes up to 1K. I need y'all to get the likes up to 1K. We should be at 1K already. We should be at 1K already. We should be at 1K. Get the likes all the way up. So, Tyson Fury beat Vladimir Klitschko in 2015, 6 years ago. He was considered the best heavyweight in the world after he beat Vladimir Klitschko, because Vladimir Klitschko was considered the best heavyweight in the world. Tyson Fury beat him in 2015, and he beat him handily. Wasn't even close, right? Terrell Brooks, my brother in Super Chat. What the B-Ball channel name, Blue? Oh, you're going to see in a second. You're going to see. And I'm going to have the link for y'all. So, he beat the best heavyweight in the world that was on a 10-year run in Vladimir Klitschko. Dominating the heavyweight division. That's who he beat, and he beat him handily. Quadro Loso, what's going on? Dion Folks, what's going on? Right? Malik Kajiro, what's going on? He beat him handily, right? TC, peace and blessings, Queen. How you doing today? Drug testing is different in the U.S. That's all I'm going to say about Joshua. Wow. The Queen ain't even holding back. Tell him how you really feel, Queen. TC, tell him how you really feel. She said, that's all I'm going to say about that. Dwayne Jones, Bobo, what's going on? So now, he loses. He beats the best heavyweight in the world. He became the best heavyweight in the world. He's undefeated. This is who Deontay Wilder lost to, and there's an asterisk by it. Bing! So he drew the first time, dropping Tyson Fury twice, and should have been called a knockout in the 12th round, but it wasn't. It is what it is. It was a draw. But he was considered the best heavyweight in the world, Tyson Fury. So that's who Deontay Wilder. And guess what? Deontay Wilder got dropped 2 times, and his team threw in the towel. His former trainer threw in the towel. His former trainer threw in the towel. Y'all ain't hear me. His former trainer threw in the towel in the 7th round when he was dropped twice. Finished the fight. Anthony Joshua, the referee, was talking to him, saying, walk forward. Are you okay? Do you want to continue? And he was looking with a blank look. And the referee said, you don't want to continue. No mas. Y'all ain't hear me. Deontay Wilder's team, he looked at his corner. He looked at his trainer. He looked at the referee and said, what are you doing? When the referee stopped the fight, he said, what are you doing? The referee pointed to your corner and said, your corner threw in the towel. Y'all ain't hear me. Y'all didn't hear me. Y'all ain't hear me. Your corner threw in the towel. Then he went to his corner and said, what are you doing? Why did you stop the fight? Anthony Joshua was standing in the corner like this. The referee said, come forward. Are you okay? Do you want to continue? He was like this. Then the referee said, okay, no mas, you don't want to continue. But the level of opponents, and guess what round that was in? 7. Y'all ain't hear me. What round was that? 7. How many losses Wilder got? 1. How many losses Anthony Joshua has? 1. So How did he say when he step up in competition, he loses? We see when he step up in competition, he loses. But we see you step up in competition. Oh, wait, that wasn't step up in competition. And you lost. That's why it's considered one of the biggest upsets in the history of the sport of boxing, because you lost a fight to a guy that wasn't on the radar. Oh, y'all ain't hear me. He wasn't even on your radar. He wasn't even on Joshua's radar. He wasn't on Eddie Hearn's radar. He lost to a guy that he wasn't on their radar. My brother Caroline Rod said he also asked, where's your mouthpiece? Right. But remember, Anthony Joshua, he said, oh, I'm used to in my country, they're asking you to see your mouthpiece, and then they touch it, and all he said the routine was different. And then he says when you step up in competition, when he stepped up and fought Vladimir Klitschko was coming off a 2-year layoff, 40 years old, and a loss to Tyson Fury, and they went tooth and nail. Y'all ain't hear me. Vladimir Klitschko was coming off almost a 2-year layoff, a loss to Tyson Fury, and almost 40 years old, and they went tooth and nail. William Old School on that, my brother in the super chat. AJ lost to Ruiz, who wasn't ranked in the top 10. Facts. C Black, what's going on? Facts. So salute to my brother William Old School on that. Marcus Daly, what's going on? So now think about this. The Boston Creed, what's going on? So now think about this. If Vladimir Klitschko had a little more left in the tank, he would have stopped Anthony Joshua. That step up in competition. Anthony Joshua was hurt by Dillian Whyte. Let's not forget. Also, the guard, what's going on? Contender Regime Boxing, what's going on, great brother? Go scout my brother, Contender Regime Boxing. He got hurt by Dillian Whyte. Somebody tell me, what competition did he step up in and beat? And I'm not going to slight the champions that he beat. But is Joseph Parker elite? And I love Joseph Parker. Great dude. But I'm asking a question. Is he elite? If Joseph Parker is elite, press 1. If he's not, press 2. Boss Red 357, my brother in the super chat. Joshua cloud chasing again. Nobody was talking about him, so Joshua had to say something to get into the news. Facts. But he don't even talk that much. Nato the Great, my brother in the super chat. He said, finish him at Blue. Oh, we going to get into this. Trazen Jefferson, what's going on? You already know. You already know. So is somebody tell me, is Joseph Parker elite? No. Look at all those tools in it. Look at all the tools in the chat. Is Joseph Parker elite? Rocco 3, what's going on? No slight to Joseph Parker. This is no slight to Joseph Parker because I love Joseph Parker. He's a very good dude. But is he elite? No. So now we're going to move on to another guy who I personally like a very lot. And this is no slight to you, great brother. If you're watching this, Joseph Parker, Charles Martin, great dudes, great personality. But I'm going to ask y'all, is Charles Martin an elite fighter? Press 2. Press 1 if Charles Martin is elite. Press 2 if Charles Martin is not elite. I'm just doing a poll. Is Charles Martin an elite fighter? Expert Genius, my brother in the super chat. He said, correction, Vlad was almost 42. Wow. Was he? I thought he was 39. I thought he was 39. My brother, DOG215 in the building in the super chat. He said AJ's not elite. He owed Ortiz a fight but tried to sneak in the back door. Elites run it back where they lost at. He ran to a non-boxing country. Facts. Hey, facts, all facts. We're going to speak all facts today. So, is Charles Martin elite? No. So somebody tell me, what's the name of the elite fighter that Anthony Joshua beat? Why is my chat doing it? Somebody text in. Somebody text me. Put in the chat, what's the elite fighter that Anthony Joshua beat? Derek Jimenez, my brother in the super chat, dropping that 3/4 of a hundo on your boy Blue in the super chat. AJ is already setting up the ducking. How is Wilder not elite? Look at Ruiz's last fight and Wilder's last fight. The levels are not the same. Man, these cats say everything except let's fight. I really think deep down AJ is scared of Wilder. Something going on. Something's going on. So Charles Martin wasn't elite. These are the belts he collected. No, I'm not slighting Charles Martin at all whatsoever. Good dude, but he's not an elite fighter. I love Joseph Parker, but he's not an elite fighter. They're good fighters, but they're not elite. They're good fighters. Bella R, peace and blessings, Queen. How you doing today? Matrix Theory, what's going on? They're good fighters. They're not elite. Is Charles Martin, LeVar the Most, what's going on, great brother? Is Charles Martin or Joseph Parker better than Luis Ortiz? Before Luis Ortiz, or even now, but before Luis Ortiz lost to Deontay Wilder, at any point with Luis Ortiz versus Charles Martin or Luis Ortiz versus Joseph Parker, would Luis Ortiz be the underdog against either one of those guys? Huh? Okay. Now I'm going to get even deeper for y'all. Deontay Wilder beat Chris Arreola with one hand. He had a broken hand. His right hand was broken. He's not a boxer. TP, what's going on? G Note 4, what's going on? Heartless Production, what's going on? Deontay Wilder's not a boxer, remember? He can't box. His right hand is all he has. Well, against Chris Arreola, he had a broken right hand, and he had his right arm was injured due to working in the yard or something, right? So he had an injured arm, his bicep was injured, and a broken hand against Chris Arreola. This is a fact, right? He used his left hand, right, to beat Chris Arreola. Okay? His left hand is the only thing he had. He used a jab to beat Chris Arreola until the referee said they saw enough. All he used was a jab, people. Y'all ain't hear me. All he used was a jab, people. And he got a stoppage victory. The ref said, I've seen enough. All he had was a left hand and a jab, but he can't even box, right? Right? Okay. He can't box. He all he has is the right hand. In the fight with Chris Arreola, now watch this now. I want y'all to follow me. This was 5 years ago against Chris Arreola. Chris Arreola was 35. 34 going on 35. Deontay Wilder stopped Chris Arreola with a jab. And everybody said, well, that was because Pilly, you said you fanboying too much now. Okay. So Pilly, since you decided to ride this train, right? Tell me what I'm saying is not true. Go ahead. Don't time out nobody. Don't block nobody. Don't do none of that. Pilly, go ahead and tell these. We got we got 1,100 people here. Tell these 1,100 people what I said that wasn't true, since you said I'm fanboying now. Go ahead. Go ahead. Respect my wishes, my people. Don't time out nobody. Don't block nobody. Don't do none of that. Please respect my wishes. Don't time out nobody. Don't block nobody. Don't do nothing. He says Wilder hasn't beaten an elite fighter either. So either means, now watch this now. You said Wilder hasn't beaten an elite fighter either. So either, Pilly, you're saying, I never said Wilder beat an elite fighter. Uh-oh. Did anybody hear me say Wilder beat an elite fighter? Type 1 if I said Deontay Wilder beat an elite fighter. Did anybody hear me say that? Type 1. And the fact you said either, that means you have just admitted that Anthony Joshua has never beaten an elite fighter, right? Pilly? While you think about that, let me get to these super chats. Fred Rogers, my brother in super chat. Charles Martin is the GOAT. He hit Glasgow so hard he tore his ACL. Wilder doesn't have that kind of power. Right. We ain't never seen that before. Brian, New York, my brother, what's going on? Noble Royalty, my brother in super chat, dropping that half a dub on your boy Blue in the super chat. What's going on, Blue? And chat, Wilder knocked out everybody he fought, but he not elite. Fools talk. Hashtag Anthony Joshua. Next. Hashtag next. Facts. So, I never said that Wilder beat an elite fighter or not. I'm talking about what Anthony Joshua said. So why did you come in and say that Wilder didn't beat? I'm fanboying because Wilder never beat an elite fighter. I never said he did or didn't. So why did you bring that up? Pilly. And so Pilly, so now Pilly, so that means you're saying, correct, but Joshua doesn't have a deeper resume than Wilder. I'm just keeping it unbiased. Hold on. You said correct, but Joshua does have a deeper resume than Wilder. I'm just keeping it unbiased. Okay, good. I'm glad you said that. Who on his resume is better than Luis Ortiz? Go ahead, go. Meet up, speak up. What's going on? Because this is the same Luis Ortiz that Vladimir Klitschko refused to fight. Go ahead, Pilly. Now tell us, who on his resume, at Vladimir Klitschko his age, Klitschko is elite, but he was 40 years old, coming off a 2-year layoff and a loss. Let's keep it real. You said you're keeping it unbiased. Vladimir Klitschko and Tyson Fury both said they had no interest in fighting Luis Ortiz because he was too high of a risk, too low of a reward. So, including Vladimir Klitschko, he said he only wanted to fight for that WBC title, opportunity. He ended up fighting Joshua for a vacant belt. So I'm asking you, who on his resume is elite then? And he went tooth and nail with Vladimir Klitschko, who was coming off a 2-year layoff, a loss, and was 40 years old. That's what you call elite. Money Brown TV, my brother Money in the building. Go subscribe to my brother Money Brown TV. God's greatest, what's going on? Really, bro, what's going on? Go ahead, tell us. Expert Genius, my brother in the super chat. He said Ariola's shoulder was injured against Ruiz. Oh, I'm going to get into that. Klitschko and White. So Dillian Whyte was elite. Goodbye. Dillian Whyte, Millie. Now, don't time him out. Don't block him. Don't time him out. Don't block him. Don't do none of that. Now, Millie, you just said Dillian Whyte was elite. Now, you told me don't fanboy. But you just said Dillian Whyte is elite. So, okay, how is Dillian Whyte elite, Millie, if Dillian Whyte has never fought for one of the 4 world major belts and never won one either? Go ahead and tell us. How's he elite? So, if he's elite, then Luis Ortiz is elite, right? So, Luis Ortiz is not elite? Dillian Whyte has never fought for one of the 4 major sanction bodies, and he's never won one. So, please tell me, how's Dillian Whyte elite? We waiting, Millie. TDLC, what's going on? Shantae, what's going on? Hold on. Dillian Whyte was knocked out by Anthony Joshua before Anthony Joshua was the champion. And Dillian Whyte was knocked out by a 40-year-old Alexander Povetkin. Luis Ortiz was knocked out by an undefeated heavyweight who had the highest knockout ratio in the history of sport of boxing, who knocked down and knocked out every one of his opponents, who was on a tier defending his title 10 times successfully, and was one of the 4 major sanctioned belt holders holding the WBC. Who did Dillian Whyte fight? ahead, tell us. Who did Dillian Whyte fight? Ortiz at least fought for the belt. Dillian Whyte has never fought for one of the 4 major sanctioned bodies. Never. John Blaze 06, what's going on? One hit quitter, what's going on? Never. Texas Bulldog Boxer, my brother in the super chat. How is a 93% KO ratio not elite? Oh, we know why it's not elite for them. It's not hard. Emmett Gray, Albert Harper, Soul Brother #1. What's going on? Now, Pilly said, well, you just said Ortiz is better than all of them, but who has Ortiz beat? Don't try to move the goalpost. Great brother, you just said Dillian Whyte was elite. So I'm asking you, how was Dillian Whyte elite? He's never fought for one of the 4 major sanctioned bodies, nor has he won one. I said Luis Ortiz is better than Charles Martin and Joseph Parker. I never said nothing about elite. You brought up elite. I said he's better than Joseph Parker and Charles Martin. LeBron 351, what's going on? I said he's better than Charles Martin and Joseph Parker. I never said he was elite. You brought up those words. I'm not saying he is or he isn't. I'm just going by your method. So you brought up the words, so I'm asking you, how is he, Dillian Whyte, elite? AC the Trucker, what's going on? Meet up, speak up. Peace and blessings, Queen, in the super chat, dropping that on your boy Blue in the super chat. Appreciate you, Queen. Much love to you. DOG 215, my brother in the super chat. White was so shook from that Povetkin KO, he decided not to run it back in the UK too. Ran a non-boxing country. See the pattern here? I'm just asking for a friend. Yeah, but he has a fight with Parker, Chisora, and got in there with Joshua. Okay. I'm going to ask you again, great brother. If Joseph Parker, Derek Chisora, Charles Martin fought Luis Ortiz, who would be the favorite? Who would Vegas favor in that fight? Who would be the betting favorite? The odds-on favorite. Go ahead, tell us. Tell us, who would be the favorite? Tell us. Tony Kelly, what's going on? If Luis Ortiz was fighting any of these fighters, who would be the favorite? Go ahead. Go ahead, tell us. Jonathan Simon, my brother in Super Chat. Joshua's best wins was Klitschko and Parker. Facts. Go ahead. Radrick Lackey, what's going on? S.TV, what's going on? And if Deontay Wilder had fought and beat Joseph Parker, now let's be real. Tony Jones, what's going on? You said I keep it 100%. That's what you said. So I'm asking you this question. If Deontay Wilder had fought Joseph Parker and Charles Martin before Anthony Joshua did, would you be considering them great victories? Now I want to see you, since you said you keep it 100. Now, since you said you keep it 100, right? So I'm asking you, if Deontay Wilder had beaten Joseph Parker and Charles Martin for those belts, would they have been considered great victories? Yes or no? Go ahead. Now let me see you keep it 100. Go ahead. Tell us. Go ahead and tell us. Juan Jr. Boxer, what's going on? Go ahead, tell us. Master James Records, what's going on? Joseph Parker would not be considered a great win. No, he wouldn't. Yeah, I would consider him the best. I'm glad you said that. Yeah, I would have considered him the best if he did that, but he didn't. I'm glad you said that. Why didn't he? Now tell us why didn't he? Go ahead, tell us. You can't, huh? Can't. Chris B, brother in the super chat, dropping that dub on your boy Blue in the super chat. Shout out Chris B with that dub on your boy Blue in the super chat. Shout out to you, Chris B. Thanks, great brother, for that dub. Salute to my brother Chris B in the super chat. So yeah, so now let's look at it. Plots, Warren Ballard, what's going on? So he says that he hasn't fought elite fighters. Check my resume. Shane, what's going on? Well, we check your resume, and his resume is not far off. So now, I was giving y'all an example before the brother Philly came in or Millie came in and got us off track. So now, Deontay Wilder, back to regularly scheduled program. Deontay Wilder, he beat Chris Arreola with one arm. The man y'all said can't box. He only had one arm, and it wasn't his right arm. Okay? Jamal Henderson, what's going on? He only had one arm, and it wasn't his right arm. Okay? Philly. It wasn't his right arm, right? So now, he beat Chris Arreola. He stopped Chris Arreola with a jab. Y'all ain't hear me. He stopped Chris Arreola with a jab, right? Andy Ruiz dropped Anthony Joshua 4 times and stopped him in the 7th round, right? The second fight, Anthony Joshua did not want to engage, right, with Andy Ruiz because he thought that Andy Ruiz had the advantage there. So he just started utilizing the ring to the point where the crowd was booing, right? And the fans were saying that was boring. Anthony Joshua, he just avoided him. And this was a man that didn't even train, right? Elliot Burgess, what's going on? Andy Ruiz then fights Chris Arreola 5 years after Deontay Wilder stopped him. Y'all ain't hear me. 5 years after Deontay Wilder stops him, right? Boxing MMA 365, what's going on? My brother, Ron in the building, Broken Traditions. What's going on, great brother? Ron, drop the link to everything so everybody can subscribe to you. Southern T Boxing, my brother, what's going on, great brother? Drop the link, Southern T. Go subscribe to my brother, Southern T Boxing. So now, 5 years after that, who got hurt in the Chris Arreola-Andy Ruiz fight? I'll wait. Chris Arreola, 40 years old. Who got hurt in the Chris Arreola fight? Multiple times. Did Deontay Wilder 5 years ago even have a struggle with Chris Arreola? Andy Ruiz in the best shape of his life. Phenom Samuel, what's going on? Andy Ruiz in the best shape of his life with the most focus we've ever seen him struggled with Chris Arreola. He struggled with Chris Arreola, right? Deontay Wilder stopped Chris Arreola with a jab. With a jab. Deontay Wilder stops Chris Arreola with a jab. Anthony Joshua fights Andy Ruiz and gets stopped. Then has to avoid Andy Ruiz. Chris Arreola, at 40 years old, stayed in the pocket with Andy Ruiz and hurt him twice or 3 times. He's at 40 years old, stayed in the pocket with Chris Arreola and hurt him at least 3 times, badly, dropping him and everything, hitting him with the same punch. This is the same man Anthony Joshua got dropped by 4 times and stopped. And then in the second fight, just maneuvered around him and boxed to a points victory. No excitement, no engagement. And he wasn't even focused. He fought the worst version of Andy Ruiz in the second fight and didn't want to engage with him. Facts. He was nearly 300 pounds, and he told the boxing world, including his trainer, Manny Robles, that Andy Ruiz did not come to box and train. Andy Ruiz said he trained twice a week, if that, for the fight, the rematch with Anthony Joshua. Y'all ain't hear me. Y'all ain't hear me. But he said when he stepped up in competition, he lost. King Volume 86, what's going on? He lost to Tyson Fury And Tyson Fury, I am Ill Will. Go subscribe to my brother, I am Ill Will. Will, drop the link. L Dub Boxer, my brother Lawrence Williams in the building. Go subscribe to my brother L Dub Boxer. So he lost to that version of Andy Ruiz. Shining Light, what's going on? Debo 4735X, what's going on? But Wilder hasn't fought elite fighters and beat them. Isaac, what's going on? Huh? I'm confused. Brandon McCray, what's going on? John Sobeski, what's going on? And here, I'm sure Eddie Hearn was somewhere like, oh man, what is he doing? I'm sure Eddie Hearn was somewhere saying, what is he doing? What is he doing? What is he doing? Steve J, what's going on? Supernova Sun 77, what's going on? Because Deontay Wilder beats Tyson Fury. Because see, this is what he said. Joshua Sawyer, what's going on? He said, there's more of us at the top. First of all, why are you speaking of more than one instead of just speaking for yourself? He said, there's more of us at the top. More of us? Us who? It is widely considered there's the three-headed monster at the top of the heavyweight division. Tyson Fury, Anthony Joshua, and Deontay Wilder. In the wilderness, what's going on? So he said there's more of us elite fighters at the top. Huh? Who? CC, what's going on? Tour World, what's going on? Jonathan Simon, my brother in the super chat. Blue, I wanted Wilder to unify with Parker, so if Wilder would have fought him and win, would have Joshua have fought him? No. Rich Porter, what's going on? More of who? What elite heavyweights is at the top? They have the same amount of losses. And ironically, they both lost in the 7th round. Their only loss came for both guys in the 7th round. So what does he mean? He loses. We see he loses when he steps up in competition. You lost to a guy that's not in the top 10. You lost to a guy that's not in the top 10. You lost to a guy, Carter, what's going on? Victor Milanov, what's going on? You lost to a guy that's not in the top 10. He lost to a guy that was arguably the best heavyweight in the world, Prince Blizzard. What's going on? So how do you say he loses all his big fights? I'm confused. Yeah, and it's not Anthony Joshua's fault that Eddie Hearn was able to overpay for Joseph Parker and Charles Martin. That's not Anthony Joshua's fault. That's Eddie Hearn doing good business. Ace 1200 block, what's going on? Rob Sportsman Lee, what's going on? That was Eddie Hearn doing good business. You can say what you want about Eddie Hearn, right? That was great promotion. He was being a great promoter. King Bills, what's going on? Eddie Hearn was being a great promoter, people. We got to give the man his roses, okay? He was being a great promoter. That was great promotion on the part of Eddie Hearn. He saw opportunities for his fighter, and he made a move. Mr. Mechanical, what's going on? He made a move, as he was supposed to. He said, okay, they only going to pay you this? Well, I'll give you this. They only going to pay you this? Okay, well, I'm going to give you this. Bring your belt over here. Charles Martin, how much they give you? I'm going to give you almost $9 million. What is Eddie Hearn supposed to? That's what he's supposed to do, people. That's what he was supposed to do. He was supposed to outbid his competition. It's bidding. It was bidding. He was supposed to outbid him. And that's what he did. That's what he did. He was supposed to do that. He was supposed to get those fights for Anthony Joshua. And he did it. That's not Anthony Joshua's fault. But Anthony Joshua, when you step back and look at the level of competition. Yeah, you hear it, right, Gavin Washington? Salute to my brother, Gavin Washington. Oh, they on me, Gavin. They on me. They on me right now. Oh, believe that. They watching. They on me. Ricky Orton, my brother in the super chat. That only fan over 40 say MJ is the GOAT. In an inaccurate 2020 ESPN poll showed that majority of 18 to 24 and the majority of older fans believe that MJ is the GOAT. He is the GOAT. There ain't no question about that. Michael Jordan is the greatest basketball player to ever play. Skills from New Orleans, my brother in the super chat. Joshua lost without controversy, fair and square. Wilder was clearly cheated. Completely different levels. Right, but he lost to a guy that wasn't even in the top 10, people. And they lost, they have one loss, and they both was lost in the same round. But then, okay, so they both lost in the 7th round. They both have one loss. So now you have to be able to separate, you have to go to the level of competition. Tyson Fury or Andy Ruiz. Is it even close? Without the asterisk, is it even close, people? Let's be real. No slight to Andy Ruiz or anybody else. But I'm asking y'all, is it even close? Andy Ruiz or Tyson Fury? LV Slugger, my brother in Super Chat, Wilder knocking out pro boxers with one punch that outweigh him 30 to 50, 40 pounds. Name another boxer in history who has done that. Have to ask Kurt, hashtag elite, hashtag 2-time. There is no other boxer. Because heavyweights wasn't even that big. Rocco 3, what's going on? Rob Sportsman Lee, Greedy Grove, what's going on? Vaughn, what's going on? So that's what this is what you have to separate the two. You look at the skills. Who fought the better opposition? Plain and simple. It speaks for itself. So, Uncle Man, what's going on? So when he says that he loses his step-up fights, huh? He loses his step-up fights? No, brother. No, sir. And then he says, I never avoid anybody, so he wants to fight Deontay Wilder. I'll fight everybody. That's what he said. So why didn't you make the Wilder fight? Why didn't you push for the Deontay Wilder? Hey, I'm going to ask y'all another question. Shane, what's going on? Because they're not going to tell you. So I'm going to ask y'all a question, right? Have y'all seen Anthony Joshua this vocal about the Deontay Wilder fight not happening? I'm just asking for a friend. Has anybody seen Anthony Joshua this vocal when the Deontay Wilder fight didn't come to fruition? Was he saying that Deontay Wilder let the fans down for not making the fight happen? Anybody seen that? E-Man, no, what's going on? Kendrick is the GOAT, what's going on? Hey, did anybody see Big Drip, what's going on? Virgin Meredith, what's going on? Isaac, what's going on? Richard Capleton, what's going on? Did anybody see Anthony Joshua this vocal and this disappointed about not making the Deontay Wilder fight when he said himself, Stedman Padgett, what's going on? See, they can't dispute the facts. We're dealing with facts over feelings. Let's deal with facts over feelings. That boy Tito 1, what's going on? Didn't Anthony Joshua, after the fight, Mr. Boxing Moves, what's going on? Bam Through Entertainment, what's going on? Viva Du Vida, Live Your Life, what's going on, great brother? Oliver Clovis Off, what's going on? So, Wade Made, what's going on? So let me ask you a question. I'm asking for a friend. They can't dispute these facts. We deal with facts over feelings. Get the likes up. We should have 1.2 likes. Didn't Anthony Joshua, hey, this is not my words, it's his. Didn't Anthony Joshua, after the fight with his mandatory Kubrat Pulev, the last time we saw him in the ring, what did he say in the post-fight press conference? What did Anthony Joshua say in the post-fight press conference after the Kubrat Pulev fight? What did he say in the post-fight press conference? I'll tell you what he said. You couldn't remember? I could. He said, it's not about the belt. It's not about the man, the boxer himself. It's about the belt and my legacy. Did he not say that? Marky Dan 123, my brother in the super chat. He said, salute. I don't want to change the subject, but I want to hear what you and Kurt think about Munguia versus Charlo. I think that fight is next. Peace and love. I think that fight just got closer. Full counter boxing, what's going on? I think that fight just got closer after what I saw with Jamal Charlo and Monteo. I think the Munguia fight just got closer because Munguia has more power. He's stronger than Monteo. He's more relentless. I still think Jamal wins, but I think it's going to be a close fight. Isaac Williams, my brother in Super Chat. Blue, I'm so excited for Wilder Fury fight. I will be tuned in and yelling. And the new two-time, yep. So my thing is this, right? Salute to my brother, Isaac Williams. Appreciate you, great brother, in the Super Chat. Chuga Fantastic, my brother in the Super Chat, showing love as he always do. Jay Walker, 214, my brother, what's going on? So now, didn't he say, after the fight with Kubrat Pulev, Anthony Joshua said, it's not about the fighter. It's not about it being Tyson Fury or anybody like that. It's about, I'm looking to collect the belts. It's about legacy and the belts. Didn't he say that? Isn't that what he said? Isn't that what he said? Don't time out nobody. Don't block nobody. Please respect my wishes today. Don't time out nobody. Don't block nobody. None of that. I got it. Did he not say that? So how come he wasn't this vocal and this disappointed when the Deontay Wilder fights, the time they was negotiating and talking, they didn't come to fruition. And he was fighting guys without belts. Please, somebody help me understand that. Did you once hear Anthony Joshua say Deontay Wilder let the fans down for not giving us Undisputed? Did you once hear that? Once. Did you once hear that? Never heard it, right? Never once heard it, right? Did you once hear him say, well, they offered me $50 million, because he said this. He said, they offered me the $50 million. I'm flattered. Go look at the interview. I'm flattered he offered me the $50 million, but I couldn't accept it because his other obligations. Cool. But after he said that, right? Did you hear him say, but we need to still negotiate? Or did he leave it as such? Side of the ruler, what's going on? Did you hear him say, we need to negotiate further? We need to come up with a plan? Huh? Did anybody hear him say that? We need to still come up with a plan and figure out how to get this done? Because it's disappointing to the fans if we don't fight? Did you hear him say that? I'm asking. I'm just asking. Has anybody heard him say that? Side the ruler said he said that. Yeah, he did. Where? Where? Professor Goods, what's going on, great brother? Where? Where did he say that at? Marcus Thomas, what's going on? So for 3 years, we've been talking about this, and we've never heard him say or push for the Deontay Wilder fight. Mr. Mechanical, my brother in Super Chat. Let's do the math, Blue. Wilder has twice the number of fights and twice the number of KOs as AJ with the same amount of losses. AJ rode the short bus. So here's the thing. Well, AJ is younger too. So here's the thing, right? So here's the thing. Eddie Hearn said, I bet you Anthony Joshua wish he never put that number out there. They told us that they had to fight Alexander Povetkin. Wembley wasn't available, right? All of these different reasonings for not fighting Deontay Wilder. All these different reasonings for not fighting Deontay Wilder. But you never once heard him be this disappointed or this eager to pursue a fight. Now, right now, he knows that Tyson Fury was contractually obligated to give Deontay Wilder a trilogy. Why would he say Tyson Fury let the fans down? Somebody please explain that to me. Tyson Fury didn't let the fans down. He was contractually obligated already to give Deontay Wilder a trilogy. So how did Tyson Fury let the fans down? Instead of Anthony Joshua saying, well, he was contractually obligated to do the trilogy, so hopefully he gets past Deontay Wilder, and I fight the winner for Undisputed. So no, he's still saying, I'm going to fight Tyson Fury for Undisputed after this. So you're being dismissive of Deontay Wilder once again. Once again. Once again. Right? Once again, you're being dismissive of Deontay Wilder. Right? Smash the like button. We should have 1.2K. We should have 1.2K. Smash the like button. So now he's saying, I'm going to fight Tyson Fury for Undisputed later on. You want to see more? What's going on? Really? But when it comes to Wilder, he's like, I'll fight him too. I'll fight him anytime. Why aren't you this persistent with Deontay Wilder as you are with Tyson Fury? Pilly said Fury was already announcing the fight on Instagram. What do you mean he also let the fans down? How could he let the fans down? Well, if you're a fan and you actually thought that Tyson Fury, who was contractually obligated for a trilogy match, was going to fight Anthony Joshua for Undisputed without honoring the trilogy match, well then that's your shortcomings. That ain't Tyson Fury fault. Detrell Matthews, what's going on? True Matters, what's going on? That's your problem as a fan. Tone Capone 1, Reds 1470, what's going on? If you thought, that's on you as a fan. Because you as a fan, instead of you, see, that's a problem. Be a fan of the sport of boxing first, and you wouldn't have been let down in that situation. Rampage Jackson, what's going on? You wouldn't have been let down in that situation if you was a fan of the sport of boxing first. Because then, what would have happened was, you would have saw the writing on the wall and said to yourself, okay, there's no way possible that I could, that this is going to happen. So that was them as fans, right? You as fans, you saw and you knew that he was contractually obligated to give Deontay Wilder a trilogy match, and you ran with the latter, the opposite, and you knew better. So how could you be let down? No, you knew that he was contractually obligated. People, it wasn't this wasn't a situation where Wilder was just saying he wanted a trilogy match, a chance to earn his belt back. They contractually were obligated to have a trilogy match that he agreed to. So if you as the fan was disappointed that fight didn't happen, well, that's not on Tyson Fury. That's on you. Because you should have knew better. Exactly, Carter. Exactly. You knew better. But again, because you're only a fan of this guy instead of being a fan of the sport. So you couldn't step back and see the landscape for what it is and say to yourself, well, wait a minute. He's contractually obligated to fight this man. So more than likely, he's going to have to fight Deontay Wilder. You didn't do that. You were quick to dismiss Deontay Wilder, as you're doing right now, as everybody is right now, When they say, Deontay Wilder's done. Deontay Wilder don't have a leg to stand on. He's finished, so on and so forth. Okay. Okay. Again, here you go again. A17 boxing, my brother, what's going on? Here you go again. You're already dismissing him again. So, again, like I said, be a fan of the sport of boxing first. Miss Sun 323, what's going on? And no problem being a fan of fighters. Absolutely no problem. I'm a fan of fighters. So absolutely no problem with being a fan of fighters. But also be able to look at it from both sides. Because if you don't, well, then you're preparing yourself to be let down again. Jordan Maverick, Los Angeles Lakers, what's going on? If you believe the narrative that Deontay Wilder can't box, he don't have a chance against Fury in the trilogy, he can't win. Okay, he wins. Guess what? Now you're going to have to all over again, just like you did with this trilogy. I told you guys that the trilogy was coming. You believe what you wanted to believe instead of looking at the actual landscape of what's taking place. I'll say it again. You believe what you wanted to believe because that's what you wanted to happen. And so when it didn't, you instead of you saying, well, that's on me, you said it was Tyson Fury. No, it wasn't Tyson Fury. Tyson Fury, he tried. Let me tell y'all something. He tried to get around the trilogy, people. He tried to make it happen for y'all. Y'all don't see that? Jesse Carl, brother in the super chat, dropping that half a dub on your boy Blue in the super chat. I think Ortiz beats Fury and Joshua, but they choose to duck him and use the 2 losses to Wilder as an excuse. But we know anyone can lose by the right hand of Wilder. This is a fact. This is a fact. The man, Jesse Carl, the only big fight, and big name that would give him an opportunity is Deontay Wilder. But yet everybody will talk about how old he is. Everybody will talk about, oh, he's old and he's this and he's that. But nobody will fight him. In his career, he only has Deontay Wilder. Where's Dillian Whyte? That everybody said is elite. Why don't Dillian Whyte fight him? Right now, Andy Ruiz should be eager to make the fight happen, right? Where's Andy Ruiz making this fight happen? Where's Joseph Parker wanting to fight him? What names do you hear saying, give me Luis Ortiz? Who? Where are they? But they'll tell you how old he is and he ain't never won nothing. They'll tell you all that, but they ain't telling you about fighting him. Rich Porter, what's going on? Smash the like button. We should have 1.2K likes. Get the likes all the way up. Emmanuel H, my brother, back in the super chat, dropping another $500 on your boy Blue in the super chat. My bad, Blue. Had to put baby boy down for the night. Back to this boxing. We still talking about Mr. Cap all the time, a.k.a. AJ. Laughing. Oh, by the way, hashtag for us, hashtag bomb squad. Yes, sir. Salute to my brother Emmanuel H in the building. On the mic, my brother Terrence Bailey Sr. Go subscribe to my brother On the Mic with Terrence Bailey Sr. So, yeah, at the end, he did say, oh, may the best man win. But that was after the fact. Smash the like button. Get the likes to 1.2K. Smash the like button. Get the likes all the way up. Mo Lester, what's going on? Now, this is what I tell you, because I look at the sport of boxing. It's the sport of boxing. Okay? I believe Deontay Wilder is going to win the trilogy. That's what I believe. He's going to win the trilogy. Can anything happen in the sport of boxing? Of course. Khalik Raouf Ahmed Hamed Bey, what's going on? James Buster Douglas beat Mike Tyson, the biggest upset in the history of sport of boxing. Steven Zen, Billy Bob, what's going on? I did a video with Shane Mosley. Shane Mosley beat Antonio Margarito. He was a 7-1 underdog. Did anybody see that coming? You always got to leave yourself room in the sport of boxing. Gregory Sneed, what's going on? Even though you're pulling for this guy to win or that guy to win, this is the sport of boxing. Has anybody, how many people thought that Antonio Tarver was going to knock out Roy Jones in the second fight in the manner he did? Not many people, but it happened, right? It happens. And you feel deflated. Like, oh, man, I can't believe that. But it happens. Andy Ruiz beat Anthony Joshua. Who saw that coming? Not too many people. My brother Fred, Barbershop Conversations. Shout out to brother Fred, Barbershop Conversation. I said, when Fred told me, on camera and off camera, Blue, Andy Ruiz is going to beat Anthony Joshua. I said, no way. Fred said, yeah, I watched this dude train a lot of times out in LA, in California. He said, this dude is Anthony Joshua is tailor-made for Andy Ruiz Jr. I said, Fred, man, no way. No way. No way. He said, I'm telling you, Blue. My brother Fred, Barbershop Conversations, if he on tonight, well, he'll be on tonight. When he come on tonight, y'all go check out Fred tonight. And on the East Coast at 12 o'clock at night. On the West Coast, that's 9 o'clock. Right? Ask him if he told Blue that Andy Ruiz was going to win the fight. He told me that from the beginning. As soon as the fight was made, he said they made a mistake. I kid you not. He said, Blue, they made a mistake. I said, huh? I said, man, he going to knock out Andy Ruiz. He said, no, he ain't. He said, Andy Ruiz going to knock him out. And I think Fred told me he going to knock him out by the 8th round. And I think he told me he going to knock him out by the 8th round. And I said, no way. I said, man, Anthony Joshua going to knock him out. He said, they just messed up the Wilder Joshua fight. I said, no way. I can't go to Fred's show tonight, 12 o'clock Eastern time, 9 p.m. on the West Coast. Ask Fred what he told. I'd be like, hey, what you told Blue? He said, Blue, as soon as the fight was made, he said, Blue, they made a mistake. He said, man, they made a mistake. Jenna, oh man, how do you, Brissette, peace and blessings, Queen. How you doing today? Moped Moses, what's going on? And he said, as soon as the fight was made, Caesar T, what's going on? Fred said, yep, Duke said that too. You did. Real talk, guard your grill, what's going on? And he said, as soon as they made the fight, Fred said, Blue, they made a mistake. They just messed up the Wilder and Joshua fight. I said, huh? He said, man, they made a mistake, man. They made a mistake. He going to beat. He said, but at least it'll be in-house. And I'm like, you really think Andy Ruiz going to win? That's exactly what he told me. That was before, as soon as it was made. I never forget because I was in Florida. And me and him talked on the phone. I was in Florida. I remember exactly where I was sitting in the hotel and everything. And he told me, he said, man, he said, but at least the money will stay in house because Andy Ruiz is with the PBC. I'm like, Fred, now you tripping. He was like, I'm telling you. And sure enough, Heartless Productions, my brother in the super chat dropping that dub on your boy Blue in the super chat. Salute, Blue. AJB contradicting himself. It's sad. Also, are you going to Tank fight this weekend? I'll be there. No, I can't go. I'll be home, man. I'll be home. But I'm going to be tuned in, though, for sure. Hey, this fight week for Tank, and I'm excited about it. Calvin Ringo, what's going on? It's fight week for Tank, and I'm excited about it. James Aaron, what's going on? For some reason, man, I think Tank going to put on a performance for the ages. I think Tank going to put on a performance for the ages. I think he's going to put on for a performance for the ages. I truly do. And Lomachenko fight this week as well. Chazableek 0573, what's going on? Tank is on pay-per-view. Lomachenko on free TV. Man, it's going to be a great weekend of boxing. Can't wait. So, SB, stay sharp. My brother, what's going on? So, like I said, man, you know, yeah, so like I said, man, you know, Anthony Joshua, you know, yeah, William O. School all day. I think Tank gonna put on a performance for the ages. I just feel like this gonna be his best performance of his career. I think Rax Music, what's going on? I think that Tank is going to Frosty 504, what's going on? James Aaron, what's going on? I think that Tank is going to level up. What I mean by that is I believe that Tank is going to how could I say? He's going to take another step. Cinnamon Savage, what's going on? And I know people are going to say, Mario Barrio's not the champion. But I think Tank. I get this feeling every now and then. Remember, I told y'all I got this same feeling. Chris, what's going on? I got this same feeling. Brett Lawson, what's going on? Leslie Jackson, what's going on? I got this same feeling when Teofimo Lopez was getting ready to fight Lomachenko. Remember, I told you, man, Lomachenko athletically, Teofimo Lopez can match him. Get the likes to 1.3K. Tommy the Champ, what's going on? Leslie Jackson, what's going on? And I think the same Tank is going to put on, I believe, a showcase performance, man. It's going to be a beautiful performance, and I think it's going to surprise a lot of people. And I know y'all going to say, how is that possible? How can Stephen Lamontis Hawkins, what's going on? How could Tank surprise people? You saying 007, what's going on? Because you just can, man. He could go to a whole nother level, and I believe he is. And he's going to change the game. Rafael Lucini, what's going on? Don't be surprised if this fight don't go past 6 rounds. Don't be surprised if this fight don't go past 6 rounds. Enter Dolph, what's going on? Rico Cool, what's going on? African Pride, what's going on? He's getting ready to go to a different level on this. Watch. I believe that. I'll be super surprised if he don't. Tank is getting ready to go to another level. African Pride, what's going on? Now let's go to stylistically. Deontay Wilder and Anthony Joshua. William Sebastian, what's going on? Jerry M, what's going on? Let's go to stylistically, okay? Anthony Joshua, Deontay Wilder. Stylistically, Anthony Joshua is tailor-made for Deontay Wilder. As Tyson Fury continued to tell you himself, Anthony Joshua cannot compete with Deontay Wilder. Stylistically, his style is tailor-made for Deontay Wilder. Deontay Wilder is athletic. He's quick. He's mobile. And he has power in both hands. Jelani Everin, what's going on? Okay? Anthony Joshua struggles with stamina. Anthony Joshua is chinny, very, very chinny. Okay? And so I know people are going to say, well, Wilder's chinny. No, he's not. Wilder, you saw him hurt in a fight with Tyson Fury, finished on his feet. You saw him hurt against Luis Ortiz, right? He weathered the storm and got the knockout victory. Okay? You don't see Wilder buzzed by every single punch. You saw Anthony Joshua buzzed. We saw Anthony Joshua buzzed by Alexander Povetkin. We saw Anthony Joshua buzzed by Dillian Whyte. You saw Anthony Joshua buzzed and dropped Luis Cordova. What's going on? By Vladimir Klitschko. Now that's there's some fight. Vladimir Klitschko is very heavy-handed, right? So Ryan Steele, what's going on? Vladimir Sevchilis, what's going on? Vladimir Klitschko is very, very heavy-handed. So that essentially, that goes without saying, right? But then you saw him hurt against, Andrew Ruiz. You even saw when he got touched by Andrew Ruiz, the little times he did get touched in the second fight, right? He looked uncomfortable then, okay? He didn't look confident in the fight with Kubrat Pulev in exchanges, okay? And now he got the knockout victory. But I mean, we saw him buzzed, okay? We saw him fatiguing against Joseph Parker. That is tailor-made for Deontay Wilder. You don't see Deontay Wilder fatiguing. Outside of that second fight with Tyson Fury, show me a fight where he showed you fatigue. No, he was buzzed by an uppercut and a short, choppy punch. Ace 1200 block, what's going on? By a short, choppy punch by Luis Ortiz on the inside that buzzed him, and it took a round for him to recover, but he recovered. But that's boxing in the heavyweight division, okay? But normally, he doesn't fatigue. Prince Blizzard, what's going on? Charles J, what's going on? And he's very quick, right? And guess what? And he's rejuvenating. Anthony Joshua can be very predictive. He can be very stiff. Joseph Townsend, my brother in the super chat, dropping that half a dub on your boy Blue in the super chat. I seen AJ been hanging around those dressed up orange orangutans because he is talking reckless again. Ruiz dropped AJ 4 times and AJ won by dancing around the ring. Just keep that same energy after July 24th. Hashtag 141. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So now, like I'm saying, right? King Maul 92, what's going on? He said Wilder's not elite. Okay, so who is elite in heavyweight division? If Wilder's not elite, who's elite? Smash the like button. Get the likes to 1.3. If Wilder's not elite, then who's elite? Mike Boxon, my brother, in the super chat. If Wilder can talk reckless about why people getting mad when AJ talk taking shots back, you guys don't need to jump on to Wilder aid every minute. LOL. No, I'm not jumping to his aid. Well, I'm talking about what's correct and what's incorrect. If he said that, okay, Mike Box, it's just plain and simple. If he's saying that Wilder loses all his big fights at the top, they only have one loss. They both have one loss. Wilder lost to Tyson Fury, was considered the best heavyweight in the world. AJ lost to a guy who wasn't in the top 10. So who loses their big fights at the top 10? It has nothing to do with that. It has everything, Star City J, what's going on? It has everything to do with, I like to come here and debunk these narratives that's pushed upon the fans. Because, see, people are taking and run with it. Like ESPN and Tyson Fury and everybody telling you that the trilogy was going to happen. And I told y'all that, told you that Undisputed between the two was going to happen. Corey Lorenzo, what's going on? Mike Grim Reaper, what's going on? Shogun 76, what's going on? And I told you that wasn't going to happen, but they told you it did. So I like to come in and let y'all know what's actually taking place. That's why. So if he tells the fans, oh, I'm fighting a better competition. No, that's not true. Now, your promoter, Eddie Hearn, is elite. Junteo the Great, what's going on? Cinnamon Savage, what's going on? Who is Wilder fought outside of Ortiz? He fought Chris Arreola, beat him with one hand. That Andrew Ruiz went tooth and nail with. Andrew Ruiz beat Anthony Joshua, dropped him 4 times and stopped him. He fought Luis Ortiz. He fought Bermane Stiverne, who was top 5 heavyweight and the world champion, and he outboxed Bermane Stiverne because he didn't knock out Bermane Stiverne. Then in the second time he made Bermane Stiverne, we know what took place in the second fight with Bermane Stiverne, okay? Then he went with Tyson Fury, who's elite, and he arguably knocked Tyson Fury out in the 12th round, okay? Jamal Barbie, what's going on? And most fights that would have been waved off and considered a knockout, right? But it wasn't. Okay, cool. Nonetheless, and in the second fight, Mansa Musa Lifestyle, what's going on? He fought Tyson Fury again. Tyson Fury is considered the best heavyweight in the world before Deontay Wilder even fought him. But he went on his hiatus. So that's elite fighters. And yeah, in the second fight, Tyson Fury got the victory. And Tyson Fury, but there's an asterisk by it. But whatever. It is what it is, right? He got the victory. But again, that's an elite fighter. So he lost to an elite fighter. Dondrell Richardson, what's going on? And arguably he knocked out that elite fighter. MZ Toss Boston, what's going on? Let me help you understand. Terry Smooth Jr., what's going on? Vladimir Klitschko couldn't even touch Tyson Fury. Y'all ain't hear me. Vladimir Klitschko couldn't even touch Tyson Fury at all whatsoever. Essentially, Vladimir Klitschko lost every single round. He couldn't even touch Tyson Fury. That's an elite fighter, Vladimir Klitschko. Deontay Wilder dropped Tyson Fury twice. And in the second fight, Tyson Fury said in the first round, Deontay Wilder landed a right hand that had him buzzed and he thought he was getting ready to get knocked out. But he weathered it. He recovered quickly. So that's an elite fighter. Vladimir Klitschko couldn't even touch him, let alone knock him down. Donald now, 66-year-old G Grant, triple OG in the building. What's going on with you? He couldn't even touch him, let alone knock him down. And then Deontay Wilder finished the fight. Tyson Fury coming forward, pushing the fight, and he wasn't even himself with wobbly legs, right? Wasn't himself, and he still finished the fight on his feet. That don't speak volumes? That's 2 elite fighters right there. You said Luis Ortiz is elite, and there you have the second one. Mike Boxing, brother, in the super chat. He said, did you debunk AJ making excuses to fight Usyk? LOL, that's his mandatory. Please correct the narrative. Blue, keep it 100. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? I said that he should have been fought Oleksandr Usyk, who was his mandatory, and get it over with. They shouldn't have been discussing a trilogy, undisputed match before he honored the mandatory Oleksandr Usyk to begin with. So what are you talking about? What excuse to fight Usyk? What are you talking about? I don't know what you're talking about. Mario Holland, my brother in super chat. Salute Blue Fury. Not one time has never said I beat Wilder fair and square. The first and second fight, but Wilder is full of excuses. Hashtag get back. This is a fact. Right. Dr. Pablo said, what's going on? Like Jay Lynn said, there's no telling if that was a fair fight with Vladimir. Yeah, we don't know. But one thing's for certain. Regardless, Vladimir Klitschko could never touch him. Couldn't touch him. And it wasn't like Tyson Fury was walking Vladimir Klitschko down and knocking him down. And he wasn't doing that. He just outboxed him. Carl Black, my brother in the super chat. I mean, he beat 49 50 people by KO. Stat says he's elite. That's like saying Tony Romo was elite, but it is what it is. He can KO anyone if he can hit. Oh, right. He could KO anyone if he could hit him. Facts. Prince Blizzard, what's going on? And he hits him. Mike on Sports is here? He don't got no range? Oh, yeah. Salute to my brother Mike on Sports. Get the likes to 1.3. Where Mike at? How Mike got? I thought Mike had a range. That's fine. There you go. Great brother Mike on Sports. Go subscribe to my brother Mike on Sports, man. Mike dropped the link. My brother Mike said, Blue, I like AJ, but he lying. Wilder is elite and will prove all doubters wrong July 24th. And Mike, that's what I'm saying, right, Mike? Katie, hey, your videos are awesome. Taylor, what's going on? Hilda Goromambo, what's going on? So, Mike, that's my thing, right? Is that nobody's even giving him a chance to win this fight. They're not giving him a chance. So now he wins this fight, this trilogy. King Benji, what's going on? Then Jason Rodriguez, what's going on? He wins this trilogy. Then everybody's going to have to regather themselves once again. G Cole, what's going on? As they did when I told everybody that the undisputed match wasn't going to happen between the two, and everybody said, it's done. It's a done deal. Dog Money, what's going on? It's done. It's already done. Trilogy coming. The undisputed match is coming. The fight is already done. And I told you it wasn't going to happen. Donald Favors, what's going on? Oh, but they told you it was going to happen. I said, it's not going to happen. He's going to fight Deontay Wilder in trilogy. No, it's not. No, he's not. The fight is done. Remember how they used to, Saul Game Boston, what's going on? Remember how they used to fill up the chat talking about the fight was done with the AJ and Tyson Fury? Remember that? Where are they? Where'd they go? Barney's Bar, what's going on? Where'd they go? Bobby Basnine, what's going on? So now you're going to have to prepare yourself. If Deontay Wilder wins this trilogy, now once again, you're going to have to prepare yourself and reset and revamp yourself. But again, don't do it at the expense of Undisputed, because you said you wanted to see Undisputed. Harry Lloyd, what's going on? You said you wanted to see Undisputed. And Anthony Joshua said it's only about Undisputed. It's about the belts and legacy. It's not about the fighter. So it has nothing to do with Tyson Fury. It has nothing to do with Tyson Fury. It's just he wants to fight the winner for Undisputed, right? And he said he's not elite. He's not elite. So Vladimir Klitschko is not elite? I'm asking y'all. I'm asking for a friend. Is Vladimir Klitschko elite, people? Is there anybody that believes that Vladimir Klitschko is not elite? Huh? Is there anybody that believes Vladimir Klitschko is not elite? He was elite, right? San Francisco City Slicker, what's going on? Didn't Vladimir Klitschko lose to Tyson Fury? And how many times and how many rounds, how many knockdowns did Vladimir Klitschko get over Tyson Fury? And how many rounds did you think Vladimir Klitschko won against Tyson Fury? Jay Good, my brother, what's going on? Yaki, what's going on? AG, what's going on? How many rounds did Vladimir Klitschko win against Tyson Fury? And how many knockdowns did he get against Tyson Fury? How many times did you even see Vladimir Klitschko even get close to buzzing Tyson Fury? Couldn't even come close, right? But Vladimir Klitschko, 2 years later, coming off that loss at 40 years of age, went tooth and nail with Anthony Joshua and almost stopped Anthony Joshua. Tooth and nail. So Tyson Fury fights Deontay Wilder, and Deontay Wilder drops Tyson Fury twice and should have been a knockout. Jerry 216 Robinson, what's going on in the 12th round? Should have been ruled a knockout, right? Woke the truth. What's going on, great brother? Chin check chipper. What's going on? Chin checker chipper. He said, hopefully you read this, but the bottom line is blue. Anthony Joshua is already broken. You saw how he looked up at the referee and he wanted out. Holyfield and Deontay Wilder would have never done that. It's a fact. It's a fact. M Dub, what's going on? Timothy Jenner, what's going on? AJ Moulton, what's going on? It is what it is. So, he said, nah, Fury got up in time. The point is, any other fight, a fighter that hit the deck like that and looking up at the ceiling with their eyes blank, the referee would have waved it off. I'm just saying. And since you believe that the referee made the right call, watch this now. You believe the referee made the right call, right? My brother, Pilly, you said, nah, Fury got up in time, but continue. So, Pilly, you believe that the referee made the right call, right, Pilly? Watch this now, y'all. I want y'all to pay attention. Ace Mac, what's going on? So you believe that Jack Reese was correct, right, in his assessment? Yes or no? Do you believe Jack Reese? Right. So do you believe that Jack Reese was right in his assessment when he also said that Deontay Wilder clearly won the first 3 to 4 rounds? Huh? Was Jack Reese right then? Was he right? Huh? Not in my opinion. I'm not asking your opinion. See? I'm not asking your opinion, great brother. I'm asking you about Jack Reese's opinion. Was he right when he said that? When he said that Deontay Wilder won the first fight, I didn't think my assessment of the 12th round, he said, I thought Deontay Wilder clearly won the first 3 or 4 rounds. You see how you're moving? When I asked you, was Jack Reese right in his assessment to not wave off the fight? You said, yeah, no hesitation. When I said, was Jack Reese right when he said that Deontay Wilder won the first 3 fights and he's the third man in the ring? Then you said, well, not by my assessment. You see how that works? Okay, so you believe it was a draw. But if you believe it was a draw, then you could also believe that it was a win for Deontay Wilder, right? If you could see it a draw, then you could see a win for Deontay Wilder, right? Right? If you could see it a draw for Deontay Wilder, you could see a win for Deontay Wilder. So it's safe to say, if you could see it a draw, right? Right. So it's safe to say that that was a close fight. So when people say Tyson Fury went in there and clearly outboxed him in the first fight, right? So that was an elite fighter. So if you could, that's an elite fighter. So if you could see a draw with that fight, then that means you could see a win for Deontay Wilder. And like you say, you could see a win for Tyson Fury. But you could see a close fight. Was it even a close fight with Vladimir Klitschko and Tyson Fury? But Deontay Wilder's not elite. The toughest fight Tyson Fury's had in his career was against Deontay Wilder. But he's not elite. Even the great Vladimir Klitschko couldn't do that. Ruben Salinas Jr., what's going on? But he's not elite, though. See how that works? Exeper and Remanifest think tank of Esoti, my brother in the super chat, dropping that half a dub on your boy Blue in the super chat. What up, Blue? When Wilder hit Fury this time, he ain't getting up. Hashtag promise that. Salute to you, great brother. DeAndre Carey, for sure. I mean, listen, they was injured. The Nets was injured. It is what it is. You know what I mean? Yeah, Gavin Washington, I just can't. I can't get it to. I know the words. I just can't get it to roll over. Just can't get it out. Remanifest. It just won't come out the way I want to say it. Boxing Antics, what's going on? Expert and Remanifest think tank of the SOD. I just can't get it to come out like I want to, great brother. It just gets me all the time. It gets me all the time, great brother. He cracking up. Every time. It gets me every time. Okay, so then if you're saying I'm not saying Anthony Joshua, I'm not saying Deontay Wilder is not elite. I'm just saying most of his wins came against average fighters. Okay, so then you're saying that Anthony Joshua is incorrect when he says that he's not elite, right? B-Dog, what's going on? Brada01, what's going on? Okay. We're going to find out. Jack T, my brother in the super chat, dropping that half a dub on your boy Blue in the super chat. He said Klitschko didn't win a single round and couldn't touch Fury. Wilder knocked Fury unconscious and landed more punches than Vlad did. Wilder boxed Fury 10 times better than Klitschko. If he not elite, Vlad not elite. That's what I'm trying to say. Zep Tepe point of view. What's going on? Jack T, that's all I'm trying to say. We can't have it both ways. Stevenson Durandisi, what's going on, great brother in super chat? Boxing officials, execs, promoters, and government bodies are all behind Fury. While the only chance is by KO. Fury simply needs to survive, and he wins. I can see that. Mike Box, my brother in the super chat. He said, Wilder said in interviews recently, no proof. Keeps JDS, Sax Mount Greenland, Dis Kenny Bayless, Blaine's White Privilege, and Juju. Huh? Boy, oh boy. You'll learn one day. One day. Hey, Smack, what's going on, great brother? Smash that like button. Boxing Antics, what's going on? I'm trying to get my great brother Kurt Anderson on here early. Star City J, what's going on? So I know it's late, man, but I had a Jay Watts, B Dog, what's going on? My head, I was having a bad headache, man. Bad headache. Katie, hey, your videos are awesome, Taylor. Please, someone show where there was. Chad D, what's going on? Erickson Lubin, Jason Rosario. I got Erickson Lubin by domination. I think he's gonna dominate the fight. Big Dog Kick, what's going on, great brother? Smash the like button, man. Let's get the likes to 1.5. Belly of the Bison, what's going on? I know y'all gonna have a lot of questions with Kurt. I want to get him on early so I could get off because I know the wife is tired. But anyway, big week of fights. We got Sir Flame, what's going on? We got Vladimir, Vasil Lomachenko come back against Nakatani. We got Tank versus Barrios. We got Erickson Lubin versus Jason Rosario. Big fights this weekend. Big fights. Jack T, brother in the super chat. The no proof live was about Povetkin, the Povetkin case. Yeah, man. My brother, Kurt Anderson, a.k.a. Kurt Sugar, a.k.a. the historian, a.k.a. my brother, my co-host. What's goody with you, Kurt?
Blue, man, what's going on with you, man? What's good, chat, a.k.a. the family? How's everybody doing on this Monday evening?
Man, Kurt, I started so late, man. I was having a migraine and all of this was hurting, man. I had to just lay in the dark for a while.
You check your blood pressure?
Yeah, and my pressure was 107/75. It's good.
Okay, just probably.
This whole eye right here, my sinuses, man, it was something else, man. Something else, Kurt. But yeah, Kurt, I feel much better now.
That's
much
good,
better.
Good,
much better. Good. How you feeling today?
I'm feeling good, man. I'm feeling good.
That's good. Yeah, so Kurt, we had some boxing this weekend. And Anthony Joshua, he did an interview today. And we got some boxing this weekend coming up. One of the biggest weekends of boxing coming up, man. So I just want to get your opinion on a few things, and then I'll let you go ahead into your segment. I started super late, so I don't want to hold you up. And my wife, I know my wife is like, bro. Jermaine Bean, brother in the super chat. Kurt, did Montiel impress you?
Yeah, I seen him fight before. He's one of those Moguia, Abel Ramos, tough fighter. Of course, from Mexico, they know for being tough fighters, very durable. I was surprised by the ineffectiveness of Charlo's punches. But we'll go into that after this question. But Montiel did impress me. He came to fight. He showed a lot of grit. So Montiel was very impressive.
And you saw Jamal's hand afterwards? He broke his right hand.
Nah, I didn't know that. He broke his right hand?
Yeah, it looked like a balloon, Kurt.
Man, that's unfortunate. But I want to say this about Charlo, his performance. When you don't grow as a fighter, you might as well say a fighter regress. You're supposed to grow as a fighter. We've seen Spence early on. You see the growth of him, even Canelo Alvarez. You see the growth of Terrence Crawford. Uh, when you a fighter, you're supposed to, perfect your craft and work on your craft. But just like Andrade and Charlo on the same boat, because Andre last fight, he fought Liam Williams. He got hurt a couple of times. He did not look impressive. Andre Charlo is kind of funny. The irony, both of them had, to me, the same performance. They fought lesser fighters and they struggle with fighters that they should dominate. I feel that Charlo should have dominated Montiel. He was head hunting. He should have broke down Montiel by going to his body. If Montiel would have start walking Charlo down in the first or second round, the fight would have been extremely interesting because Charlo started looking uncomfortable. He got hurt a couple of times. He definitely got hurt by a left hook to the body, and he backed up. His eye was closing. If Montiel would have started earlier by walking Charlo down, it could have been very interesting. I see a lot of holes and flaws in Charlo, and I've been on him a lot this year because I go by what I see a lot. When I saw the Brandon Adams fight, I said, okay, fighters have stale performances, had bad performances. I'll let that go. But, Carl Ball performance wasn't good. Brandon Adams performance wasn't good. Dennis Hogan, he knocked him out. He's a much smaller fighter. Now you fight Montiel, who lost 4 fights already, and you struggle with him, especially from 7 to 11 in rounds, and you did not look comfortable. He gets hit with left hooks on the inside. He should be a better inside fighter. And just to think, early in their careers, I thought Jamal was the better fighter, but it turns out Jamel is the better fighter because I always say it all depends on the growth of a fighter. Always depend on growth, how fast he learns and how much he learns. And when you just stay the course for 5 years or 4 years or 3 years and there's no growth, then you're going to have a lot of performances. He's vulnerable. I don't think he should fight Canelo right now. Benavidez, he didn't take that fight because I don't think he could beat Benavidez. And the Mogia fight would be tough. If Mogia was in the ring Saturday night, that's a whole different story. Mogia's a big kid and Mogia can crack, but I don't know, man. Charlo, he could get better. He's not a bad fighter, but he does have flaws, not because of inactivity and fighting lower level competition. Boxer has a way of telling you, I gave you skills. If you don't utilize those skills, then this is what's going to happen. And there's no way that he should have struggled with Montiel like that.
Yeah, I agree. Big Blue, brother in Super Chat. Blue, what type of chance do you give Barrios against Tank? I would say about 20% chance. For some reason, Sun One New York, what's going on? For some reason, Big Blue, I feel like now I wouldn't be surprised if Mario Barrios gives us the performance of a lifetime because this is an opportunity of a lifetime. But Tank Davis, for whatever reason, Kurt, in my gut, I just feel like he's going to give us the best performance of his career. And maybe Mario Barrios is tailor-made for him to give us the best performance of his career. But I think he's going to showcase a little of everything. Movement, angles, speed, power. I think he's going to bring the whole kit and caboodles. And I know that's giving away our age, Kurt, kit and caboodles. But, Kurt, I think he's going to bring it all. What you think, Kurt? What's your chances of Barrios?
One thing with Barrios that worries me is he has all right hand speed. He lets his hands go, but the lack of foot speed makes a big difference in boxing. You beat Tank by moving and using the jab and fight behind the jab because Tank can punch. And Barrios might, you know, start out boxing, then, you know, a fight breaks out, and that's where the problem's going to arise for Barrios. I think Tank is going to get inside and go to his body and break him down. I just got a feeling that's going to happen. Maybe stoppage late in the fight, maybe 10 or 11. Barrios will have his moments. But if Virgil Hunter puts together a game plan, he has a fighter that likes the fight. And no matter how good that trainer is, that fighter, once in the ring, and he will revert back to what he knows. That's being in the war. When he fought the guy, the European guy, he was in a tough fight. He got the knockdowns. I remember that, but he leaves his body wide open. But if Tank is smart, though, Tank can make the fight a lot easier if he would take away the reach by being in Barrios' chest, and because Tank is the shorter fighter has the advantage once he's in the inside because his arms are short and he can get to Barrios' body with hooks, right hooks. Tank has a very good right hook, and he can hit Barrios with left hooks and neutralize Barrios' reach, and the uppercut, being the tall fighter, will be effective as well. He can't fight Barrios from long range and mid range. He's going to have to jab, stab him to the body, and then work his way on the inside, then go to work. But it's going to be a good fight, though. It's going to be a fun fight for us.
Mr. Cool Guy, brother in the super chat, he said, "Hey, Kurt, what do you think the Tank key to victory this weekend will be?"
Getting on the inside and breaking Barrios down to the body, because even though Tank is moving up, maybe his body's ready for 140, especially if he brings his power up to 140, then the fight is going to end sooner than later. And Barrios going to have his moments. He's going to hit Tank. And Tank is tough, though, but if his power resonates at 140 now because, his body's just ready to fill out for some reason, and he start going to Barrios' body early, then he's going to knock Barrios out.
I see the same thing. We got Blackwater Bay Durandis in the super chat. Salute Blue and Kurt. Did Andre and Charlo take their last opponent lightly? Would you put Charlo over Jaime Munguia? I would put Charlo over Jaime Munguia, but now I believe it would be a much tougher fight than I initially thought for Jamal Charlo. I thought Jamal Charlo walked through Jaime Munguia, and I don't believe that to be the case anymore. I think he still get the victory, but I think it's going to be a tough fight. Jaime Munguia gets hit with everything and the kitchen sink, but he has power. He has a chin. He's big. He's strong. He comes forward, and I believe that Demetrius Andre, it's a case of rust and inactivity, and a possibility of he's aging, and he counts on. He relies on reflexes. Do I think they took their last opponents lightly? I don't believe so. I believe that it was just a case of their opponents rising to the occasion. And, I believe that, they look vulnerable, point blank and period. I don't want to take anything away from their opponents. And Jaime Munguia, I don't think he'll beat Jamal Charlo, but I think he'll give him a tough fight. What's your thoughts on that, Kurt?
Well, if you notice, there's a trend that's happening. You've seen it with Perella versus Tony Harrison. I thought Harrison got a gift. It happened a couple more times. It can't really think of the opponents where you take, opponent not lightly, but you have an unheralded opponent and he fights above his head, or the overwhelming favorite gets knocked off. Perella and Harrison. Who else it happened to? Somebody else it happened to. It eludes me, but you've seen it with Liam Williams and Demetrius Andrade. You've almost seen it with Montiel and Charlo, where these unheralded guys is coming to fight. And I was going to pick Mendoza to beat J-Rock. That fight is canceled. That fight is canceled. And, because I think it's just, they're inactive. and guys that they should be mollywhopping, they're making the fights close because they're inactive. You don't get better when you're inactive. Only certain fighters can do that. They can stay away from the ring 2 or 3 years, come back like nothing happened. You know, the usual suspects. I don't gotta say their names,
Mm-hmm.
but these guys are not special. Charlo's a good fighter, but he's not special. He got to fight more. Demetrius, but maybe their time has passed. See, boxing will give you a window where it's early in your career or you're getting better. Like when Andre knocked out Willie Nelson, and I said, man, this dude can fight. You know, and he just his career for whatever reason, business wise, you know, he makes the wrong decision. The fights didn't materialize, whatever the reason. You know, his career has turned out to be a disappointment. Charlo is 31 years old, and he doesn't have a career-defining fight. The Derevchenko was a nice win, but Derevchenko was coming off a loss, I believe. You know, it always happened to Mikey Garcia and Andre Ward, where they were smart when that was because of business. And Mikey started fighting when, you know, his business, you know, got squared away. He started fighting more. Andre Ward was on the shelf. Then when he got squared away, he started fighting. So it can happen. And the reason Ward struggled with Kovalev in the first fight, and I know he was because he was still rusty. And you see what happened in the second fight with Ward and Kovalev. People don't understand when you're inactive, you know, you're not going to be as good as you should be. That's just boxing gods telling you, I'll give it and I'll take it.
Mm-hmm. Daniel Staley, brother in the super chat, dropping that dub on us in the super chat. Salute Blue Blood and Kurt. Hashtag Bomb Squad. Hashtag Spence. Hashtag Jerron Boots in it. Salute to you, great brother. Big Truck Trap Star, brother in the super chat, dropping that half a dub on us in the super chat. Kurt, I don't think Jamal really wants to box. I think Jamel does. Jamal is just happy to be making a great living, but doesn't want to be big. Doesn't want the big challenges. He's cool being safe. Journeyman Mikey One, what's going on? Terrell Brooks, what's going on? Force 3616, what's going on? What you think about that, Kurt?
That's a very interesting take. You could tell fighters when they work on their craft. Jamal was knocking people out, and I think he had the, you know, the mindset. I can go in the ring, you know, like he did Saturday night. You know what? I'm going here. It's like a coronation. That's how he was treating it. I got fans. I'm home, which is always a dangerous situation because you get comfortable. And, you know, he's tough and everything, Montel. I'm in here with a couple of my left hooks, man, and body shots, and we're going to go home and have a party around about the 5th or 6th round. Well, you know, somebody forgot to tell Montel that this is not a movie, you know, and he came to fight. He just didn't have the talent. He was long and hard on grit, but short on talent. But if Mugia was in that ring, that fight would have been very interesting because Mugia is not going to back up. Mugia is aggressive and hungry, who fought, and I believe he's the #1 challenger for the WBC. So, you know, this is what happens when you don't work on your craft. You see Jamel, who he fought Tony Harrison twice, which really helped him. And then he fights Rosario, and now he's fighting Castano. So he's fighting like a pound for pound fighter because who he's fought and he's active. It's right in front of your face. And the crazy thing about it, they're twins, but they're taking different paths in their career.
Mm-hmm. Marky Dan 123, brother in the super chat. I kind of want Mungimi to beat Charlo. I feel like he'd be more willing to unify with Andre than Charlo. He just wants to sit and wait for Canelo and Triple G. I don't know what to say to that, man. I want to see Jamal Charlo and Demetrius Andre. So I don't want him to lose to Jaime Munguia. I want him to see him versus Demetrius Andre. Is he, you know, contempt with where he's at? Possibly. Demetrius Bright, brother in the super chat. J-Rock pulled out of the fight. I think Charlo had a lackluster performance. Had Montiel fought orthodox and pressured Charlo, he would have stopped him. What you think about that, Kurt?
Montiel, I tell you, man, I just didn't like Charlo's body language and between rounds, and I didn't like his body language when Montiel was coming forward. I go back to the Brandon Adams fight. It like really changed my mentality with Charlo, and then you had the Benavidez thing, and I looked at Jamal like really funny. And I remember, folks, before this fight, I said one more performance like Brandon Adams, I'm gonna be looking sideways at Charlo, and this is worse than I thought. And I'm like, is this the guy that's supposed to be Canelo? I don't think so. Now I've been saying it for months. Last year I said he ain't beating Canelo, and now I'm really convinced. And before it was 50-50 with Benavidez, but now it's 80-20. But Benavidez will walk him down and knock him out. I'm not sure if he beats Munguia. I'm not sure if he beats him. I think Charlo right now is very vulnerable. With all the star fighters that's very popular, I think he's one of the most vulnerable.
Yeah, that he showed a lot of gaps in it, man. Terrell Brooks, brother in super chat. Don't forget to say the name of the B-Ball channel. Oh, we'll have it, and I'm gonna have the link in the chat. So I have the link for y'all, so don't worry about that. Tito Perez, brother in super chat. Joshua won't even give Andy Ruiz the trilogy. Well, he said he was willing to do it, so he said he was willing to do it. I believe he'll give Andy Ruiz the trilogy. But you're gonna have to get past Wilder or Fury. Kizzy Hayes, brother in super chat. Hey, Blue and Kurt, do you think Charlo would benefit from changing trainers, or is he stagnant due to previous level of competition? To that you say what, Kurt?
I think it's competition. Ronnie Shields was ineffective too because Charlo was making mistakes by giving up his size, bending over. Charlo can't fight on the inside, which is shocking. He get hit with left hook. He got hit with a double left hook and hurt against Derevchenko in the 8th round, and he got hit with a left hook. He got hurt. He got hit with a left hook to the body. He start backing up. He can't fight on the inside, that well at all. He got gaps, man. His defense should be a lot better. He got a good chin. What's saving Charlo is the division he fights in because it's thin, and him being athletic and big. But 168, it's going to be a different set of problems. He didn't take that Benavidez fight for a reason. He would have took that fight. That's money changing fight. All fighters think, I could beat him. That's a good payday. I'm gonna take that fight. And he didn't take that fight for a reason. And I was skeptical why he didn't take it. And I know now why he didn't take that fight.
Oh, Kizzy Hayes is a female. Oh, I'm sorry. She said I'm a woman. Peace and blessings to you, Kizzy. Peace and blessings to you, Queen. I'm sorry about that. I stand corrected. She said, I am a woman, boo. I am a woman, boo. I got you, Queen. Peace and blessings to you, Queen. Sorry about that. LV Slugger, brother in the super chat. If we ever get Charlo versus Andre, I can see a draw. Hey, man, I can see, let me tell you, the two punches that Jamal Charlo kept getting hit with is the two punches that Demetrius Andre are great at. Left hooks and left uppercuts and right uppercuts. And that jab to the solar plex and left hooks to the body. Those are Demetrius Andre's specialties. And if Montiel can land those punches as slow as he is and as predictable as he is, you best believe Demetrius Andre with his range and athletic ability and his power, and he have more power than Montiel as well. Now, we just don't know where Andre is going to show up. But, boy, oh, boy, what you think, Kurt?
Yeah, they made the fight interesting because both of them are vulnerable now. And I
Mm-hmm.
don't know who's going to win. I truly believe they missed their career. They could have been much better because how old is Andre? 32,
33, I think.
33, and Charles 31. So
31.
that would be a very interesting fight, because I thought they both would have better careers and I thought they'd be better fighters. But they were good fighters once upon a time, but they're showing a lot of vulnerabilities, man. I don't know who'll win that fight now because Charlo not Charlo, Andre got hurt real bad by Liam Williams. His whole body shook in the third round, and I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
whoa, but I wouldn't be surprised if they lose to an unheralded fighter, man. Either one of them, I would not be surprised.
Me either. Kareem Ebanks, brother in the super chat, dropping that half a dub on us in the super chat. Blue and Kurt, I think Charlo broke his hand in the fight. I saw a pic of his hand a couple of days ago. Yeah, he did. His right hand. His right hand. It was his right hand. I don't know if it's broken or fractured, but it's definitely injured. Big Truck Trap Star, brother in the super chat. Hawks in 6, Blue. ATL. We ate the apple, and we ate the apple and the cheese steak. Now is their meat on the menu. We ate the Big Apple, the cheesesteak, and now it's their meat on the menu. Yeah, it's gonna be interesting. Zipa and Rem. Oh man, this name always gets me, Kurt. Remanifest. Think tank of the Salty. Brother in the super chat, dropping that half a dub on us in the super chat. I got Boo Boo beating Charlo. It'll be a boring fight, but Andre will win. I don't think it'll be boring. I think it'll be interesting. Taylor Bell, what's going on? Renee Bosch-Young, go subscribe to my brother Renee Bosch-Young. I think it'll be interesting. I think that I think it'll be exciting because I believe they both show vulnerabilities, and I believe that somebody will get hurt, somebody will get dropped. It's going to be an interesting fight. I don't think it's going to be boring at all. What you think, Kurt?
Now I think it'd be interesting because they both get hit. It would have been if because I thought early on that they were much better, but Andre would get hit by Charlo and Charlo would get hit by Andre. It would be a good fight. It'd be because, like I said, they both have lapses on defense. I think it'll be interesting.
Yeah, me too. I definitely think it's going to be interesting. Definitely. The real Rick Rob, what's going on, great brother? Yeah, Kurt. So you can go ahead into your segment, and then we'll take it from there. Did you hear what Anthony and Joshua said that Deontay Wilder, Sarah X, peace and blessings, Queen? How you doing today? That Deontay Wilder is not elite.
Yeah, I saw that. I don't know why he would say, stupid things like that. I think fighters be trying to play mind games when they say something that don't make any sense. The heavyweight division is a 3-man head, man, with Fury, Wilder, and Joshua. He knows better than that.
Yeah. Jonathan Simon, brother in the super chat, he said, Blue and Kurt, I think it's the right time to make Charlo versus Andre in the full unification. What y'all think? Jamal Charlo said he wants to make the fight. Brazilian boxing was going on. Jamal Charlo said he wants to make the fight with Andre. He said, yeah, let's go get him. Did you see that, Kurt?
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, Canelo said something too, talking about it's time for us to fight.
He did?
Yeah.
I missed that.
Yeah, he said it's time for us to fight.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh, Kurt. You know that means he sees something.
Yeah. Yeah, he comfortable now. I always thought he could beat Charlo, but he probably figured Charlo would give him some problems. But after that performance, everybody looking at chops now. You're only as good as your last fight.
Oh, I didn't know Canelo said that, Kurt. How I missed that? Wow. Wow. The female boxing fan one. Peace of blessings, Queen. How you doing today? Daniel Staley, brother in the super chat, dropping that half a dub on us in the super chat. Salute, Blue Blood and Kurt. Charlo did very well, just couldn't finish. He had a bad day. We saw Floyd get get the beat down with a no-name fighter, remember your thoughts.
No, no,
You ain't
no,
never,
no, no,
you ain't never
no,
seen
no.
that from Floyd, great brother.
No, 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 no. Let me tell you, great brother. No, 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 no. This is different,
Mhm.
man. With Charlo, I see a lot of holes, and this ain't the first one. Brandon Adams, and remember how he was getting hit with a million straight left hands against Karabov, because then people going, you can't make excuses for Charlo. You're hurting him when you do that. When his brother, lost, that look he gave that TV in the back room, I'll never forget it, like you seen the ghost. It's just too much has happened with Charlo, man. This is something different, man. This is alarming. He's not as good as we thought.
And you ain't never seen Floyd get in no fights like this with these types of levels of fighter. Never. Never ever. No, sir. No, sir. Professor Goods, brother in the super chat. He said, why does it seem like Charlo is not trying to be undisputed middleweight champion? Because he wants the big fight. Fly High 89 was going on. Solo Production was going on. He wants the big fight with Triple G. The big payday. Jamal Wright, what's going on? Randy Ridley, what's going on?
And the only reason he wants Triple G, because he know Triple G slowed down. This was Triple G years ago. He wouldn't be calling out Triple G. And so, like somebody said, I'm starting to really think about what somebody said in the chat or the super chat, excuse me, when they said maybe he's content. When you have a star fighter that fights mediocre competition, like Andrade and Charlo's doing, they're content to getting paid good money fighting mediocre level competition. That's what that's about.
Mm-hmm. Jay Lynn, peace and blessings to your queen in the super chat. She said, didn't Charlo hurt his hand in a fight before this one? With the Derevyanchenko fight? I don't remember. I don't think so. Did he? He might have.
I can't recall, but 75% of the fighters always have some kind of hand injury after a fight.
Yeah. But I don't remember if he did or he didn't. Did he? I gotta look that up, Jay Lynn. I don't remember. Jack T, brother in the super chat, dropping that half a dub on us in the super chat. I get this wasn't Charlo's best, but I think we overreacting. Canelo almost got KO'd by Jose Cotto and went the distance with Chavez Jr. Benavidez struggled against Ellis, who came from 160 and dropped by a jab.
No, this is different. I'm keep telling you guys, I've been saying about Charlo for a while now. I see it. You can't see it? I see it. Saturday night was no accident. That was an indication of what's to come in the near future.
Right. He see, this is what y'all missing. Y'all looking at Saturday night. He didn't look that great against Brandon Adams. It wasn't his best performance against Derevyanchenko. And Karabov, that was a bad night in the office as well. And these are not high-level opposition. And when that happened with Cotto and Canelo, Jose Cotto, that was early in Canelo's career. Now, he did get hurt and wobble, but that was early in his career. Yeah, he went the distance with Chavez Jr. because he was trying to survive. And Benavidez, yeah, but he got to stop his victory. David Benavidez, he always gets hit. He's a pressure fighter. That's what he does. He comes forward. So, but we saying that about one fight. No, it's not one fight. It's repetitive. Okay? He didn't look great against Brandon Adams. Let's not forget. He didn't look great against Sergey Derevyanchenko. It was a good fight. It was a good win. And I don't take nothing from that because Sergey Derevyanchenko is very good. But Brandon Adams, the Matt Karabov fight, he didn't look good in those fights. Chiquita Moore, peace and blessings, Queen. How you doing today? He didn't. It just is what it is.
I mean, I know you guys are Charlo fans, some of you, but if I was a Charlo fan, I'd be worried. But making excuses for him will hurt him, not help him. Maybe he's not as good as we thought. Maybe that's it. I mean, Charlo was hitting him with everything. Montiel just was coming. He did hurt Montiel a couple of times, but the game plan was all wrong. Charlo defense is not that good. He has a lot of flaws. Do you really think that he could beat Canelo? Do you really think that? These are Charlo fans I'm talking to.
Right.
Canelo would knock him out.
After that last performance, David Benavidez is a pressure fighter. You remove this is how I look at it. You remove Matt Korobov, you remove Brandon Adams, and you remove Montiel. You replace them with Canelo, and you replace them with David Benavidez. Does he win those fights?
He gets knocked
That's what
out.
you have to ask yourself. And this is more than one night. It's one thing. Go ahead, Kurt.
Okay. He didn't look comfortable in between rounds, man. He did not look comfortable. The eyes was swelling, and he lucky. Like I said, if Montiel would have put pressure and start walking him down early in the fight, it would have been very interesting. I don't think he survives. I really don't. I go by what I see, man. I got nothing against Charlo. I go by what I see. I can separate feelings from the fighter I see in the ring. And I see a lot of flaws, man. I see a lot of flaws.
Don Cal said, do you really think he'll fight against them the same way? Of course. Because he showed you this is who he is. This is how he fights. Right? He fought the same way against Julian J. Rock Williams. He fought the same way against, in his wins, he ain't never lost. But in his knockouts, it's the same way. He just sets up punches. It's just whether his opponents is able to absorb them or not. It just is what it is. He didn't fight my brother Pac-Man ATL Tay. What's going on, Tay? I got thrown off, man. I'm gonna call you back in a little while. But TSM7, what's going on? I got thrown off when the wife called me, but he didn't display a different version of Jamal Charlo versus. What's the difference between the Carball fight, the Dervinchenko fight, and the Montiel fight? There's no difference in style. There's different Errol Spence versus Mikey Garcia. There's a different Errol Spence versus Sean Porter. There's a different Errol Spence versus Danny Garcia. There's a difference Terrence Crawford versus Victor Postyle than the Terrence Crawford you saw against Jose Benavidez and the Terrence Crawford you saw against Igor Cavalasis. The different versions of themselves. Okay, Gervonta Tank Davis. We was talking about him. You saw the Cuellar fight. Different version of Gervonta Tank Davis than the Pedraza fight and the Leo Santa Cruz fight. They showing versatility, right? Even Jamel Charlo, right, Kurt? And Jamel Charlo shows different facets of his game against Tony Harrison, against Jason Rosario. He was moving a lot more on the back foot. He fought Jason Rosario more on the back foot, seemed more comfortable on the back foot in that fight. So my brother DOG 215 in the building in Super Chat. He said Montiel stood in front of him, high guard. He sure did. He was right there.
Plus, Jamal is not fleet of foot. He's not gets hit way too much.
Mm-hmm.
I'm shocked that he's a bad inside fighter. That's what I'm shocked about. Montiel should not be hitting him with hooks to the body, then coming up with uppercuts. I'm like, what is this? I mean, flush.
Right. Right. Exepa manifest. Think of Tank, man. What, man? Just Zeeper, man. Salute to my brother Zeeper in the Super Chat, dropping that half a dub on your boy Blue and Kurt in the Super Chat. Kurt, no boxing. 100.
Salute.
That's a fact. That's a fossil fact. Marky Dan 123, my brother in the Super Chat. He said Jamel just officially became Big Charlo. Right?
That's funny.
Yeah, unreal. He just he's just showing us the same. Gavin Washington, my brother. He's just showing us the same game plan, you know. But go ahead, Kurt. Go into your segment, Kurt. We'll just do it for 15 minutes, Kurt.
Yeah, no problem, man. No problem at all. Well, we talk about Charlo, but I want to say, like, with Tank, it seemed like Tank was heading that way, but it seemed like he really got himself on track and dedicated himself to the sport of boxing. He just seems like a different guy, Tank Davis. But let me go in the chat. We have a super chat from Romero Harris. He says, my hat goes off tomorrow. He is a black man that is earning an honest living, doing something not everyone can do. Yeah, I mean, Romero, thank you for the super chat. I understand that. And, that's what garbage, sanitation work or anybody. But we just talk about Charlo. Basically, what I'm trying to say is that when you're a fighter, you're supposed to grow as a fighter. Fight the best competition you can possibly get. Like, look at Tony Harris and Jermell Charlo. That fight, when he lost what I thought he won, really helped him. He lost, but he really won at the end because he become a lot better fighter than his brother. And his brother being inactive, it hurts him. But anybody got any questions? We could talk about anything. L Dub Boxer said Kirk PBC is having a card in Newark July 31st. Coffee versus Watch It. Oh, really? I might go to that, man. That's I used to live like a block away from the Prudential Center. Thanks a lot for the info, L Dub. I might just go to that, man. Maybe I'll ask my wife and we'll go to see some fights. They should have more fights at the Prudential Center. Mike T, what's going on? Montiel lost 4 times already. Charlo should have tickled him out. Yeah, I mean, I don't know, man. That fight disturbs me, man. It's more like Charlo getting exposed. Renee Box Young, subscribe to Renee Box Young. Subscribe to L Dub Boxing. He said, William Old School, very true, my guy. Jack T, we go through this every week. Anytime someone don't look flawless, it's annoying. I mean, hey, when you knock somebody out in the first or second round, we're going to put you on the pedestal. It's just part of boxing. We used to do that to Sugar Ray Leonard, and I ate Marvin Hagler alive when he didn't look good against Roberto Duran. We all thought he was going to knock Roberto Duran out, and he struggled with Roberto Duran. And Marvin Hagler took a lot of criticism for going the distance with Roberto Duran. Jay Patty said, Andre Smith, he was always been basic, and I noticed this years ago, and he hasn't shown no improvement. That's by having no growth. Absolutely. President Jafar said, Jamal has zero inside game. Canelo will crush him. I totally believe that. Southern T Boxer said Jamal will beat out of him, Jamel. Henry King said, Kurt, were you at the Charlo versus Montiel press conference in the YouTube chat? Yeah, I was. Yeah, I was. Macado's Mac of the South said Charlo needs some Blu-ray training like Spence getting. He need to work on certain things. Southern T Boxer said at Jack T. Slick. Kane the bad guy. Who has Canelo been fighting? Who's as big and aggressive as Charlo is? Well, if he beat Billy Joe Saunders, if he fights Caleb Plant and beat him, then we can't really say nothing. I mean, you're always going to have a Yildirim fight. I remember Roy fought a policeman named Ricky Frazier. Remember that? You're always going to have opponents who don't deserve title matches or high-profile fights. The Yildrims and Liam Smiths and the Rocky Fillings. I get it. But if he beat Sanders and Caleb Plant, then that's good competition. And he's, wiping out the division. So we can't say nothing. DP Rocker, what's going on? Let me see. Race car friend said, I got Wilder knocking Fury out in 6 and knocking AG out in 3. Okay. Thrill Hill, does Charlo beat Plant? I don't know. That's a good fight, but Plant might outbox Charlo. Tyler Smith said, Kurt, what boxer had the better WWE moment? Mike Tyson or Floyd Mayweather? Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson's just a more polarizing figure. We got a super chat, a cash app from Emmanuel Harrison. Thank you for that cash app, Emmanuel. I really appreciate it, man. You always support the channel. Everybody do one way or another. The chat, aka the family. Thanks a lot. I call you Big E. Thanks a lot, Emmanuel. Gar Arison said thoughts on Casemiro versus Donaire. Oh, that's a good fight. The boxer, the experienced boxer Donaire versus the young, hungry, heavy-handed, and power punching Casemiro. I don't know who I'll pick in that fight. That's a good fight. Boli, Ricky Frazier looks scared. You remember that? Remember that? His trunks is like a policeman's uniform. Remember that? Renee Boxian said, Kurt, who you got? Lubin or Rosario? I give the edge to Lubin, but it's a 50-50 fight. That's a 50-50 fight. That may be the fight of the weekend. That fight might steal the show. Lubin is a better boxer, but Rosario reminds me of so much of Murky Sosa. Rosario may beat Lubin. I like Lubin, but Rosario is a live underdog. I would not be shocked at all if Rosario winds up clipping and knocking Lubin out. Mike T said Tank versus Barrio going to be a good fight. Yeah, I can't wait. I can't wait. Kenneth Howard said Charlo got to bounce back from the this right here straight up because this performance was not acceptable coming from Lions only. Yeah, more like Siamese cat. Yeah, uh, made sense. 84. How are you supposed to get better when you're around people who keep gassing you up with lies? Yeah, yeah, I agree. I agree. I think he has he's around people and people are around him because they the Charlos. They part of they remind me so much of a hip hop entourage, and that could be bad. The two don't mix. You're supposed to perfect your craft. I keep telling people that Canelo's gonna wipe the floor with these guys because these guys are not mentally ready. Canelo embodies an old school spirit. He has mantras and saying boxing is life, life is boxing. He dedicated himself to the sport. He's already a talented fighter, but it's his way of thinking, his mindset. Fight preparation and commitment goes a long way, especially these days. Let me see. Real John said, "Hey Kirk, do you think Charlie needs to work on conditioning for him to last in the second half of the fight? And also, do you think he needs a new coach?" I don't think he needs a new coach. For some reason, he gasses out in the second half of the fight. I've been noticing that too. I don't know about Charlo, man. I just see things that I don't like. Maybe he'll get it together. Maybe he's not as good as we thought. Sometimes we can make all the excuses in the world, but the fighter's not as good as we think he was or is. President Jafar said, just to be clear, I'm a Jamel fan, but from what I saw, he can't beat Canelo right now. Jay Wiggs said, Kirk, do you believe Andrade has any room to lose to someone after that, other than Canelo, excuse me, at this point in his delayed career? Yes, he could lose to anybody. He was really hurt against Liam Williams, man. He was really hurt against Liam Williams, man. I think Charlo Andrade is very vulnerable right now. Jaleel Muhammad said Canelo looked average before he knocked out Billy Joe. We've been a little too critical. Charlo would train differently for a Canelo fight, but when that bell goes down, he could train real hard. But at the end of the day, uh, talent always prevails, man, and hard work. I just think that the way Canelo prepares for a fight has the edge on the other fighters because they don't look at Billy Joe, Andrade, Charlo, and Caleb Plant. None of them are active, hardly. None of them. None of them. Henry King. Kurt, personally, I think Inoue might make a case to be above Spence and Bud on the pound for pound list. Henry King, no. I vehemently disagree with you. Crawford and Spence are a lot better than Inoue, and I like Inoue. I told my friends about Inoue because I always kept up with Asian fighters who fought in Asia. They say he's probably the best fighter since Pacquiao, but they don't talk about Kosai Galaxy, who was 50-1 with 44 knockouts. They call him the Todd Tyson. He fought in the 90s. He was overshadowed because Mike Tyson was fighting, but he was a more devastating puncher than Naoya Inoue and a better fighter. He was one of the best Asian fighters I've seen, man, but he never came to America. He stayed in Asia fighting. He had a twin brother named Kosar Galaxy. Well, let me see here. Jamal Fly Knight said Jamal next fight has to be Andra, no other option unless Canelo really does come. Yeah, because Canelo brings the money. So Canelo said make the Charlo fight, the fight will be made. President Jafar said, I'm not even sure he beats Boo Boo. No, me neither. Me neither. Albert Harper said, Kurt, what do you think of Inouye? I like Inouye. You know what Inouye did? Inouye is smart. He's smart. He sets up his punches. He's got great place punchment. He threw the uppercut so he could land the left hook. And you notice when he hurt Das Marinas, he kept going back to the body. He kept going back to the body with the left hook, the same spot. But I've been know about Inouye before anybody did. I told my friends, I said, watch this guy they called the monster because remember, they was talking about him fighting Chocolatito Gonzalez. He was gonna knock Gonzalez out. This guy is mean. You know, he's a very good body puncher. I mean, I like Inouye. But you know, being a top ranked fighter, they're gonna try to put him at number one because he's a top ranked fighter, but he's not. I got Crawford, Canelo, Spence, and Charlo ahead of him. Kendrick is the GOAT said, what's up, Kurt? Am I crazy thinking Linares is an all-time great? Yeah, he's not an all-time great, Linares. Linares is a good fighter, but he's not an all-time great. No, not close. Johnny Thomas says, does Ward beat Canelo? Yeah. That's a bad style matchup for Ward in his prime. You know, size, speed, him and Virgil Hunter, they gel very well together. Smart fighter, you know, because now you're talking Ward is cut from the same cloth as Mayweather. So it's fighting a boxer like that is different. Ward is not a good fighter. Ward is a great fighter. Last time he lost, he was what 13 years old. Mike T said, I'm gonna put 2 stacks on Wilder to KO Fury. Okay. Tony Scott, I saw that BS interview by Joshua. Dude is a clown, and he talked like he just got a monster resume. Can't. Oh man, jumped up on me. Sorry about that. Jonathan Simon said, Kurt, what do you think? McClellan versus McCallum at 160. That's a good fight. I like McCallum, but that's a dangerous fight. McCallum was a better boxer. McCallum was an all-time great to me. One of the best fighters to come out of Jamaica. I used to call him the Jamaican sensation instead of the body snatcher. Star City J said at Kendrick, yes. Rel Dan says, is Tank next fight a dangerous fight for Tank even? Teal Tank on his job. I think the Tank Barris fight is a good fight, man. Jack T. Well, Renee Boxing say, fly down. I agree, fam. Jack T. Well, we have a super chat. Al Green, could Charlo be setting a trap to get other fights? No, he took a lot of punishment, man. That was a grueling fight for him. And he's 31. That was a tough fight, especially in the later rounds. Nobody want to have your eye closed and hurt to the body and a guy coming at you to get more fights. I don't think so. Jack T said, what he said, I get one email to do better. It was not nearly that bad. If Mar had just boxed, he would have done better, but he would be called boring. If he takes chances, he gets hit too much. Well, you should not get hit because you should always be defensively responsible. Even somebody call you boring. I would rather have a clean face and people boo me than cheer me and I look like I don't know, Carmen Basilio against Sugar Ray Robinson as I look like a softball. Leighton Landrum said, how y'all ignoring Jaime Munguia? No, we're not ignoring him. Jaime Munguia is a wild card, man, a dark horse. He said something smart. He says, I'm not rushing. He's working with Eric Morales. I'm working on some things. So he's taking his time. And I got a feeling he's gonna strike when the time is right. We have a super chat from Marky Dan 123. Thank you for the super chat. Where do you rank Inouye pound for pound? I have him top 5, maybe 6 or 7. Let me put in the chat. Do you think Inouye's a better fighter than Tank Davis? See what Tank does this weekend. But you got to remember something. I love the little guys, but it's just different from lightweight on up. It's just different. It's just different. It's just different from lightweight on up. You know, even when I saw when Salvador Sanchez fought Rafael Gomez, I thought that was going to change everything for the little guys, but it didn't. And they sometimes they get the best fights, they throw more punches, but people love the heavier weight divisions, heavyweight, you know, middleweight, welterweight. Those are the high profile divisions. I put Inouye maybe 6 or 7, maybe a little higher, maybe 5 or 6, because he's winning impressively. Jack T, Maul won all about 11 rounds. Dre 631. Like I said, y'all only questioning Charlo because of strategic undiscipline. I see holes. I see holes. Westside, hey, I had a Siamese cat and there was a lion. I like cats, man. Cats are great pets to me. Renee Boxon said, Kurt said more like Siamese cat. They're surplus killers, cats. They kill for fun, pleasure. Cats are great. Renee says, facts, Kurt. Who's that? Castro Corella said, agree. Wilder is great, but far from elite. Hey, Blue, you there? I got to do something real quick, Blue. Blue. Jay Petty said, facts, Kurt. Zepper and what's that? Remanifest said, I think Tank of the Hysteric says Siamese cat. Renee Boxing said, there's levels to this. Work ethic has a lot to do with it. Yeah, absolutely, Renee. Absolutely. Very important, man. Castro Corella said, Inouye is most def elite. Yeah, Inouye could fight, man. Don't get it mixed up now. You know, Inouye can fight. I seen it early on. He's getting better, too. Arthur Hawkins said, what up, Kirk? Jamal Charlo. It jumped up on me. Sorry about that. Hey, Blue, take over for a second, all right?
Okay.
I got to do something.
You got it. Blackwater Bay, Durandis, brother in the super chat. Hey, Kurt, Chris Eubanks Jr. is the interim WBA middleweight champion. Do you think Charlo Eubanks sells a lot of tickets, UK or US? That's a good question. That's an interesting fight. And I think Chris Eubanks, he's the WBA. He's not the official champion. That's Murata. Big Truck Trap Star said, y'all missed my super chat. Do I think it would sell a lot of tickets? Chris Eubanks is not known here in the States, so it would sell maybe slightly more than Montiel did. Chris Eubanks here in the States is not a big star. He's just not. So I don't know how much of a selling power it is. Fat Cat Shadowbox, what's going on? I don't know how much of a drawing power Chris Eubanks is, but no, I don't think it is a big sell. I think it's a fight for hardcore boxing fans. I don't believe it's a mega fight, that would just sell, a whopping amount of tickets. I don't believe that. It's a good fight though. And if Chris Eubanks fight the way in the manner he fought his last fight, that's a very interesting fight. It's a very interesting fight. Again, I still favor Jamal Charlo to win the fight. I still would favor Jamal Charlo to win that fight. DeHaven Alexander, what's going on, great brother? Jay Petty, what's going on? My brother, Big Truck Trap Star. I didn't see the super chat, great brother, so I apologize. Marky Dan 123, brother, in the super chat. What about Andre versus Eubanks at the O2? Oh, that would sell because Chris Eubanks is a bigger star in the UK than they are stars in the States. Chad Quinn Jr., Star City J, what's going on? Chris Eubanks in the UK is a bigger star than Andre and Jamal Charlo are stars here in the United States. And some may say that's due to his dad's star power. Who knows? But he's a bigger draw in the UK than they are here in the States. So it would make sense. It would make sense for them to go to the UK. Now, the problem with that is if they don't get a knockout, do they get a victory? Big Truck Trap Star, brother, in the super chat. He said Charlo has outgrown Ronnie Shields. Change is always good. I don't know if that's true or not. Ronnie Shields is a great trainer. Now I will say this: Jamel Charlo, he showed much more improvement when he went with Derrick James than he was when he was with Ronnie Shields. Right? He's gotten much better or displayed, his full total package of skill set when he got with Derrick James. So, do I think he outgrown Ronnie Shields? Possibly. Or it could be his stubbornness too. That we don't take that into account. We always say, Castro Carrillo, what's going on? Dante Hall, what's going on? Antonio Martin, what's going on? We always say, the trainer, so on and so forth, but sometimes it's the fighter, and maybe that's a part about him outgrowing him. Maybe he don't hear him anymore. Maybe that's the case. You understand what I'm saying? President Jafar, what's going on? But I will say this: I've noticed in watching the fights, he didn't look much different. He didn't look different in the Derevyanchenko fight than the Montiel fight, the Cordoba fight, and the Cordoba fight, the Montiel fight, the Derevyanchenko fight, the Brandon Adams fight. Those 4 fights, he brought the same thing to the table. And maybe Montiel was able to catch up because they caught they caught on to what he brings to the table. Bobo said he looked different to me. I don't know how. I don't know how. What did he bring to the table that he looked different? How? He looked the same. He looked with his jab, high guard, same discipline to me. Looking different is you can see clearly there's a change been made, or the game plan was different. You understand what I'm saying? James Baker, what's going on? DP Rocket said he has no power. James Baker, what's going on? What? The thing is, I believe that his power is accumulation. I think we started at 154. Andre Smith was going on at 154. I think we was looking at his power like he had one punch knockout power. He hurt Montiel bad a few times and hit him with big clean punches, and he ate him. That could be a testament to his chin or his power. But again, Sergey Derevyanchenko, he was able to make it to the 12th round. Korobov, Brandon Adams, so it's like maybe his power is not translating the same it was at 154. Maybe it's accumulation of punches, and that's difficult, with his fighting style because he doesn't have quick feet. He needs quicker feet. So he just don't have quick feet. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, he needs to make adjustments to his style. I don't think they can see it. They can't see it. Okay. So, you know, there's adjustments that needs to be made, you know, to his style. You know what I mean? So I believe that if he's in a fight with Demetrius Andrade, he's gonna have to use his feet, right? Because Mr. 1609, what's going on? He's going to have to use his feet in that fight with Demetrius Andrade. Ronald Haskins, what's going on? Because Demetrius Andrade has very quick feet. Demetrius Andrade has educated footwork, you know, has a high ring IQ, and he's rangy. So he can use his jab and touch Jamal Charlo. He can use in mid-range or from the outside. Elijah Martinez, what's going on? He's able to touch Jamal Charlo in a manner Jamal Charlo is not used to with his other opponents. You know what I mean? So that could be an issue if he don't pick up, his foot speed. So, you know, I believe that could be an issue. His foot speed, you know, that he's flat-footed. You know, those opponents, they come forward. They're not utilizing a lot of movement. They're there. You understand what I'm saying? They're there to be, you know, to hit. They stand Derevyanchenko right in front of him, Korobov right in front of him. But the little movement Korobov gave him, you know, slight trouble. The angles he gave him, the angles that Brandon Adams. Now Brandon Adams, he wasn't capitalizing. There wasn't anything coming in return, but the slipperiness, the movement of Brandon Adams was giving him trouble. Right? It was at times he was having a hard time finding Brandon Adams, and he got injured in that fight. Right? But he couldn't find Brandon Adams a lot. You know, then you look at the fight with, fast forward to Montiel. You know, Montiel was right in front of him. Not hard, didn't have to look for him, didn't have to seek him out. You understand? Full of hunger boxing in the super chat, dropping that half a dub on your boy Blue in the super chat. I think he needs to bring in a mid-man and strength and conditioning coach. Sometimes the same routine brings performances like this. Yeah, I see what you're saying, like a stale performance. Yeah, that's definitely a possibility. Chosen One, what's going on? Frank J, LG, what's going on? Talking Boxing, D-Lac, what's going on? Jay Petty, what's going on? So, yeah, you know, maybe, but Ronnie Shields is a great trainer. So, I mean, listen, I'm not gonna say he is, you know, he needs a change or it got, you know, maybe it's he don't hear it's the same routine. Like I said, maybe people may have caught up to his style. Who knows? You know what I mean? But I'll tell you this, you know what it started to remind me of a little bit of Shane Mosley, right? He's not as athletic and as quick as Shane Mosley, you know, but when fighters started to catch up to Shane Mosley's style and his timing, it was a problem. It started to become a problem. Megatron, what's going on? And I think that could be the case here. Hey, great brother Kurt, I'm gonna close it out. Troll Gant, what's going on? Kurt, if you're there, if you can hear me, I'm gonna close it out now. It's already late. Luke Kang, what's going on? I know Kurt has some things to do, but I'm gonna go ahead and close this out, man. So we appreciate y'all coming through. Tomorrow we'll be back on early, regular scheduled programming time. But today, like I said, I had a headache, so started late. Dane Watson, what's going on? But tomorrow we'll be back on earlier, and Kurt's segment will be longer, and we'll get it in. But Kurt had to step out, so you there, Kurt? Yeah. Yeah. Dominic Horton, what's going on, great brother? You there, Kurt? Yeah. Stephen Jonigan, what's going on, great brother? You there, Kurt? Think something going on with his mic.
Hello?
Yeah, you there?
Yeah, man, I had a false alarm, something crazy.
Well,
Well, not quite, but I'm cool.
as long as everything's good. But I was gonna say, just go ahead and close this out, Kurt. It's already late.
Yes, indeed, man. Sorry I had to abruptly end my segment, but my alarm went off, man, in my truck, and there was some people around, and I ran outside and stuff, and I seen some people around the truck, and I'm like, looking, and come to find out, it was a little boy. Couldn't have been no more than 5 years old. He just put his hand on the door and was swinging back and forth. And my alarm is real sensitive and stuff like that. And I was like, whoa. Whoa. I said, you don't want to do that.
Yeah.
Because I stopped at the closet and then I came outside. Yeah. You don't want to do that. You don't want to do that. I mean, Jersey is rough state, man, especially with high profile vehicles, man. It always been,
Yeah. That's a fact.
Always,
New Jersey Five, one of my favorite movies, Kurt.
Exactly. I got a white on white Range Rover, man, autobiography. I ain't playing that.
Yep.
No, because the guy next door, he said, you don't ever go anywhere. Yeah, he don't even know me, but he said he said your truck is always parked outside. I said, no, I said I'm a homebody, man. So I'm like, because they tried to steal my wife's truck a couple of years ago. They bust the window. She's so bright, she don't have an alarm, man. So I had to go get her an alarm and stuff like that, man. And they caught the guy. It was a huge auto theft ring going on in Newark and Elizabeth.
Wow.
Because I stay in Elizabeth by King University and stuff, and they was just stealing cars every night, man. And we parked in the back, and it's dark back there and stuff like that. I mean, late at night, and so I love my baby. My baby is Keisha, man. That's the name of my truck, man.
Yeah, you named it.
Yeah, man. In 2016. Because I love Range Rovers, man. It's the best truck ever made, man. The way it handles and stuff like that. And I'm like, I'm older, so I'm not into the, the systems and stuff like that anymore, man. But when you work hard, you treat yourself, But
right.
The way it looked, when I looked outside, because the way my apartment is, I could look in the back of the window in the hallway, and I seen like two people by the truck, like looking inside the truck.
Right.
So it looks from a distance like they was up to no good. So I ain't run that fast in 8 years, but I ain't run that fast in 8 years, man. And they didn't know who owned the truck. It was visitors.
Oh no.
So when they saw me and stuff like that, and I had a towel over my hand, that's all I'm gonna say. And they were like, "Oh, we sorry, it was my little nephew. He was swinging off, and I understood then it was a family. And
Right.
Little kids, they play and they swing off the door handle, and I
Right.
was like, oh, okay, and okay,
Yeah.
everything is good. Everything is good. Y'all have a good night now. Everything is good. I said, I was, my next door neighbors said my alarm went off. Cause we look out for each other here.
Yeah.
In the building, so I was like, okay. I was like, can't play with people from anywhere really, but
right.
I don't play with Jersey dudes, man, or Jersey people.
Right.
They something else, man. Jersey has the rudest people in the world, but you know, I don't want to hold you up, man. And everything is good, man. Sorry I had to end my segment. You know, I was just cooking, and this is a regular thing, Kurt Sugar Q&A. So we'll see you tomorrow. Great show, Blue. Thank you, chat. Thank you for the super chats. Thank you for the Cash App, Emmanuel. Big E, I called you. And my name is Curtis Anderson, aka Kurt Sugar. I don't like violence, but anyway, we'll be back tomorrow with some more great boxing talk.
Yes, sir. Black in the super chat, he said it looks like it's going to be Errol Spence as the People's Champ versus Canelo. Possibility, great brother. Strong possibility. But y'all already know what it is. It's your boy Blue Blood Sports TV. Hate, like, comment, and subscribe. You haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the bell icon to get all the new notifications. Follow us on Instagram at Blue Blood Sports TV, all one word. Y'all already know what it is. Shout out to the entire LDBC. Shout out to New Media. Shout out to Black Media Row. Make sure you like and share these videos. That's all we got for y'all. Peace.
Peace.